going on? How you guys doing today? Happy Tuesday to you all. Sending out peace and prosperity to you all. I'm also sending out positive vibes your way. Guys, you are an incredible audience. Thank you guys so much for showing a continued support to the Lapeef Network. This is the greatest network on YouTube. Its continuous growth is absolutely phenomenal. And I am glad to be a part of history in the making. Guys, sit back, get yourselves comfortable. If you're at work, if you're working on a hobby, if you're working on a chore, if you're just in the house chilling, just sit back and let's have fun today. I'm going to be here for a couple of hours. If you happen to call in, please attempt to get on camera. Let's try to keep the vulgarity down to zero. If you happen to swear, use like the S word, damn is acceptable. Let's try to stay away from the F bombs today. I got a great topic for today. The topic is, why is the Black Communitah in denial about everything? It's going to be a great topic, and I'm going to be not as chaotic today, but I'm going to be mellow today. Speaking of mellow, Carmelo Anthony retired. He announced his retirement yesterday. He's played in the NBA for 19 seasons. He came in with LeBron. I think he was the number 3 overall, neither number 2 or number 3. I can't remember. High draft pick, volume shooter, but definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. Unfortunately, he won no championships, but definitely is a modern day, if you will, Charles Barkley, if I can compare him to somebody of yesteryear. But definitely a Hall of Famer, definitely a legend. LeBron might be retiring, but I feel like he's going to announce his retirement and still play 1 year so he can have a tour, a farewell tour season. And he needs to retire. The man is, defying the laws of gravity at this point, but he's not going to be in a position to win any more championships. And that's the whole purpose of playing in professional sports. He's made billions of dollars. He's going to continue to make money. He may even own a team, but the writing is on the wall. He needs to retire. I think we've all have gotten LeBron fatigue now. But other than that, guys, salute to you all. If you get out there and go for a run this spring or this summer, please pick up some Asics Gel Kinsei Blast shoes. I don't have the photo because I don't have access to the StreamYard, but pick up some Kinsei or Asics Kinsei Blast shoes. Great shoes, by the way. Great running shoes. I bought them a few weeks ago, and I haven't been really running at a high level. So I'm about maybe 50 miles into these shoes. Still feel like they're new. These shoes could probably last about 500 to 750 miles. I don't know. But great damn shoes. It's like you're walking on clouds. But I have a great show for today. Let me send out my positivity to people first. Cliff, positivity is definitely coming your way, Cliff. Cliff says, in the building, CT. It's going to be a great show today, sir. Chaotic truth. Give them hell. Thank you so much, Cliff. And thank you so much for supporting the Lapeef Network. You are greatly appreciated, my good sir. And Cliff, by the way, sir, what are you going to be doing this summer? Are you going to be going on a vacation? Are you going to be exploring places you haven't been to before? What are you going to be doing? Put that in the chat. Are you going to be going off for runs? Put that in the chat. Salute to you, man. Positivity is definitely coming your way. We got Bad Ass Mustang. in the building. He says, good afternoon, ladies and gents. Good afternoon to you, badass Mustang or 93 Stang. Excuse me. Salute to you, sir. Positivity is definitely coming your way. What are you going to be doing this summer, my good sir? Are you going to be taking tours or vacation somewhere? And if you are, where are you going to be going, if you don't mind me asking? But positivity is definitely coming your way, guys. Salute to you. Fallen Sunlight. Fallen Sunlight says, good afternoon, everyone. I'm here as a subscriber of CT's channel. So excited to see the conversation. Fallen Sunlight, salute to you. Positivity is definitely coming your way. Fallen Sunlight, have you gone out for a jog this spring? And if you have, what kind of shoes do you use? And tell us about your shoes. Shoes are essential when it comes to, running. You know, I need Asics. Asics have been my go-to for years. I've been doing that, and I will do a marathon. I haven't done a marathon in years. I'm talking about an official marathon, but I will do an official marathon. I think I'm gonna sign up in a couple of months, but I'm gonna do a marathon. I am gonna train my ass off for about 8 months. I'm talking about wheatgrass shots in the morning, straight fruits and vegetables, and some beans, some eggs here and there, water, of course. But I'm gonna train my ass off for this next marathon. I'm gonna try to get about 80 miles in per week. That's high level training, and I'm gonna do a lot of intermittent exercises in between. But that's what I'm gonna do this summer. That's my goal. That's my goal this summer, is to start training at a high level. Trigger Mike, salute to you, man. Trigger Mike, positivity is definitely coming your way. It was great talking to you last night. Hope all is well with you and yours. Sending out positivity to you at the speed of light, my good sir. Trigger, I know you like shooting because you're a shooting coach or you train people to shoot. But are you gonna go on a vacay this summer? Are you gonna work out at a high level this summer? Put that in the chat, bro. Peace to you, man. JT says, because I'm gonna save your comment, JT, because I want to discuss this when I get into the topic. But salute to you, JT. Positivity is definitely coming your way. You're LSU fan. So did you see, I forgot the young lady's name, but she did a Sports Illustrated ad. What did you think about her Sports Illustrated ad? What's the girl's name from LSU? I can't think of her name right now. Let me see. Give me a second. Reese. Yeah. Yeah, Reese. That's her name, right? What's this girl's name? Yeah, Angel Reese. She was in Sports Illustrated. What did you think about her Sports Illustrated photo op? I didn't like it. I think that women don't have, at the height of a career, why do women have to pose nude? Serena Williams wins Wimbledon. She's posing nude. I don't like that. But what do you think about that? Salute to you. And I'm going to broach your comment as soon as I get to the topic. Miss Best, salute to you. Positivity is definitely coming your way. I hope all is well with you and yours. Are you going to be running this summer? Are you going to be exercising? And what would you be doing? Positivity is definitely coming your way as well. Brandon E. And I'm going to get to your comment too, JT. Hang tight. Just keep the tab open while you're dibbling and dabbling and whatever you're doing. Brandon E, salute to you, man. Says Communitah. Brandon E, positivity is definitely coming your way. Brandon, what are you gonna be doing this summer? You gonna take a vacay? Please put that in the chat. Where are you gonna go, bro? Got Vincent in the building. Salute to you, Vincent. Positivity is definitely coming your way. I hope all is well with you and yours. We got Chicago Rilla. Chicago Rilla says White History Month is fast approaching. It is. July just feels white, doesn't it? Beautiful. It's the most beautiful month in the year. And yes, I will be doing many shows during White History Month, talking about achievements of white people. White people should be celebrated. They've made impressive inroads into almost every industry, field of study, So I will be doing a White History Month. I will be celebrating a white person every day of the month during White History Month. Danielle, positivity is definitely coming your way as well. Says July is White History Month. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Danielle. Positivity is coming your way at the speed of light. I'm sending it off right now to you. Thank you so much. Chukwu, that's an Igbo name. Salute to you. Says salute chaotic. Hey man, positivity is coming your way, bro. Hope all is well with you and yours. Who else do we have in the building? Let me see. Smitty, salute to you, bro. Hope all is well with you and yours. Smitty, what will you be doing this summer, my good sir? Please put that in the chat. I'm sending out positivity at the speed of light, bro. Thank you so much for coming through. You always show support, bro. Let's see. Who else is in the chat? And I'm going to get to all of your comments in a minute, JT. David. Salute to you, bro. Positivity is coming your way too as well. Hope all is well with you and your family. What are you going to be doing this spring, sir? Are you going to be working out? And what will you be doing? I need to get back to actually working out, pumping some iron. You know, I'm kind of frail right now. But I do enjoy running. I could probably get about 4 or 5 pull-ups in a row. If that, probably. Maybe 4 or 5 chin-ups, if that. But you got to start somewhere. Mrs. She said, salute to you. Positivity is coming your way. I hope all is well with you and yours. Who else do we have? We got Ron in the building. Positivity is coming your way, Ron. Don't tread on me, Ron. I love that flag, man. The greatest flag on the planet, the United States of America. Sending out positivity at the speed of light. Chi, what's going on? Says, hello, CT in the chat. Positivity is coming your way, Chi. We got Soldier Down, said the great CT. Thank you so much. Positivity is coming your way. I hope all is well with you and yours. Daryl Brown says, if I get a promotion, they say I'll be moving to Colorado Springs in 30 days. Ooh, Colorado. I love Colorado. Never been there. I've only seen it on YouTube. I know people who went there. They say it's beautiful. And it looks beautiful. Deion even went there. Deion Sanders, he even went there. But salute to you. Be brave and think is in the building. It says old folk exercise, push mow the lawn. 50 times 150. Thank you so much. Be brave and think. Thank you so much for always supporting not only my channel, but thank you for supporting the Lapeef Network. Asia, what's going on? Positivity is coming your way, Asia. I hope all is well with you and yours. I'm sending out positivity at the speed of light to you. Crown Reese, what's going on, man? How's your channel doing? Salute to you, bro. What will you be doing this summer? Thank you so much, bro, for coming through. Let me see who's in the building. David says, I use the row machine in the gym. I'll be coming to that more this spring and summer. Thank you so much for telling me. And the chat, Long Shot Beats is in the building. It says, looking fresh there, CT. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, bro. I want to share something with you guys, okay? Something came to my mind the other night, and it was a very profound thought. It was about nature. And, you know, is nature everlasting? You know, and the more I thought about it, the more it became a profound thought. Profound. And it's a profound thought because our primitive ape brains, we are really still wired to live as hunters and gatherers. It wasn't, I mean, we've just started to scratch the surface in advances in technologies and science that will catapult us to the next generation of living, which from the perspective of the Kardashev scale, which is civilization 1. So my brain, I was thinking about the vastness of the universe. And then a funny idea came to my mind. What if the universe is infinite? What if there is no such thing as the beginning or end? Crazy thought. Because our primitive brains, we can only comprehend start and finish. We're linear creatures. We are born and then we die. We see, what is the word? Entropy everywhere. You see animals young and then they're old and then they die. You see a brand new car 1 year and then 5 years later, the car looks like trash. Entropy. So our perspective or our proximity in nature is very linear. But what if the universe goes outside the time or goes outside of time, meaning that the universe is ever flowing like a yarn of string, like entanglements. So I asked Bard, which is Google's AI, is the universe everlasting? And this is what it told me. It said, excuse me, guys. It said, the concept of everlasting is profound to your brain. Or I asked Bard, why is the idea of everlasting profound to my brain? And it said the concept of everlasting is profound to your brain because it challenges our understanding of time and space. We are used to thinking of the universe as having a beginning and an end. But if the universe is everlasting, then it has neither. This is a difficult concept to grasp, and it can be unsettling to think that our universe may not have a finite lifespan. Check that out. The concept of everlasting can also be profound because it suggests that there is something more to the universe than what we can see or understand. If the universe is everlasting, then it must be eternal. And that means that it must be, or it must have existed for all time and will continue to exist for all time. This is a concept that is beyond our comprehension, but it is also a concept that is full of wonder and mystery. The concept of everlasting can be a source of comfort and hope. It can remind us that our lives are a part of something much larger than ourselves, and that our existence is not just a fleeting moment in time. It can also remind us that there is more to the universe than what we can see or understand, and that there's something beyond our current understanding of reality. Where did it go? Ultimately, the concept of everlasting is a profound one that can have a deep impact on our understanding of ourselves and the universe. It is a concept that is worth exploring and contemplating. And it is a concept that can offer us comfort and hope and a sense of wonder. Wow. So I understand why, or understood after reading that, why, when I thought about the idea of everlasting, I almost fell out of my damn chair because the concept of everlasting is so incomprehensible to my primitive ape brain that it goes beyond my comprehension because we don't see these things in our nature, in our immediate nature. And I think that's why. But maybe the universe is everlasting. It's always been here. Anyway, guys, salute to you all. Positivity is definitely coming your way. I hope all is well with you and yours. I want to talk about morbid obesity. I want to talk about things that are not necessarily talked about openly. We have a problem in the Black community in America. And the problem is not addressing the problems. You see, the Black community, at least from what I see, we are so afraid of looking in that mirror and having introspect with ourselves. We're so afraid of tearing down the ego because the ego is, well, who we are. I'm big, I'm bad, I'm this, I'm that. And imagine the ego, or imagine something coming along and saying, you ain't nothing. And it strips your ego apart. One of these ego strippers are psilocybin. Psilocybin will destroy your ego. Psilocybin will force you to look at your existential nature within the universe. It will force you to recognize yourself as a primitive being on a floating rock or a floating rock bubble in infinity. Yeah. You have so many people walking around today who have massive egos, who think that they are important, who think the world revolves around them, but it doesn't. It doesn't. And unfortunately, when reality hits, people lose their minds because their ego has never been destroyed. One of them, particularly in the Black community, is morbid obesity. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Morbid obesity. Morbid obesity has been a cultural staple in the Black community in America for decades now. I would say 30 years. And how did we get to this point, chaotic? Well, I have a few theories on how we got here. One of my theories is you have a lot of Black men who are simps. You have a lot of Black men who don't have quality or standards, not only for other people, not only for themselves, but other people. You have people who don't critically think. You have people who don't want to compete. The standard of beauty, or let me say this again, beauty is not subjective. It's not. Beauty is not the eye of the beholder. That's something that your parents tell you because it's a creature comfort. See, your parents will always tell you something that's going to make you feel good because they're protecting you from the real world. But a lot of times people take what their parents taught them and they apply it into the real world. When I worked many years ago, I worked on the first Obama campaign, and there was a black girl there. She wasn't ugly, but she wasn't super hot. And she said men should treat her like a princess. And I asked her, I said, well, why is that? She said, because my daddy says I'm a princess. And I thought that she was going to say, I'm just joking. No, she sat there and kept smiling. And by the grace of God, I told her, I said, sweetheart, your dad lied to you. You're a princess with your mother and your father. But when you go outside in the real world, you're not a princess. Nobody should cater to you because you exist. Nobody should acquiesce power, acquiesce respect to you just because of your existence. Nobody should bend over backwards to help you just because you exist. That's not how the real world works. She couldn't believe what I told her. It's the same thing with morbidly obese women. You have a lot of morbidly obese women who have been lied to, who have been tricked, who have been made a fool of by mainstream society. That's where we get all these movements from. Give me a second, guys. What better way, if you are an entertainer, an athlete, an actress, to secure your fan base by creating body positivity movements? Yeah. You will see skinny women on Vogue, skinny models talking about body positivity. Of course, they don't want to offend their fan base. Athletes will talk about body positivity because they don't want to offend their fan base. But their wives aren't morbidly obese. All of the Lakers players, they can talk about body positivity, but ain't none of them dating Lizzo. But they'll talk about body positivity all day because they're playing people. It's all a big game here. And then when a person like me, who is a whistleblower, a Negro whisperer, an individual that calls out idiosyncrasies in the black community, well, I get labeled as a coon. I get labeled as an Uncle Tom. People tell me, well, people have their own standard of beauty. No, they don't. Standard of beauty has always been and will always be symmetrically shaped, thin women. That's it. Our brains, our being has evolved to look at a Naomi Campbell, to look at a Scarlett Johansson, to look at a Kelly Rowland and say, that is attractive. That is the standard of beauty. This is what I would want my daughter to look like. This is who I want to really be seen in public with. See, What has happened is that back in the 90s, where I said that a lot of this came from, you had a subculture of black women, particularly black women, who didn't want to work out, who were anti America, who were anti male, who were brainwashed by feminist ideology. What does a anti-feminist woman look like generally? A lot of times they're out of shape. A lot of times they look slovenly. Because to be feminine is also a certain look. But a woman who is a feminist, she's doing everything to undermine femininity. I'm not going to look attractive. I'm not going to look attractive at all because I hate men. I'm not going to do anything that's going to make me attractive, like something domestic. So a subculture was born in the black community, particularly with overweight women. Your early homosexuals, your early lesbian black women, ironically, were big women, right? That's where a lot of this stuff started from. Just a theory, one of many, but that's what I saw in the 90s. Oh, the skinny, good-looking girls. Oh no, they were dude magnets, but not the big girls. But what happened in the 90s is that there was an intersectionality with thick women and big women. It was almost like a collaboration. And a lot of black dudes who were not well to do, financially speaking, who more or less didn't want to compete, they settled for the thick or the fat women. I saw this in the 90s. I'm not making this up. So you saw a lot of this caping in the 90s to the point where the big girls started to become empowered because they were being shown a lot of attention. We know that black culture tends to be non-competitive. We know that black culture tends to be worker bees. We know. So what do non-competitive worker bees do? They settle for the fat Slavic girl. They don't care. It's easy. It's easy coochie. It's easy coochie. And that's what a lot of black men started to do. So the standards decreased in the 90s. Along with rappers back then, rap became super popular. So you started to hear more songs catering to thicker females. Because what does the rapper want to do? He doesn't want to destroy his bottom line. He doesn't want to destroy a certain amount of sales. He's not going to sit up there and dog fat chicks or thick chicks. That's a million women probably. Hey, so the rapper says, "Hey, you know what? Hey, let me cater to the big girls because that's a million possible sales." So you started seeing more of this. Whereas 1 minute in the 70s and the 80s, particularly, the only women on screen were thin women across all races. To the next minute, you started to see little poops of it in film. It was one girl, I think her name was Takara. I think her name is Takara because she set the tone for this. What's her name? Takara. I can't remember her name. She was on Double XL back in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Give me a second, guys. I got to reload real quick. Yeah, there it is. So you started seeing more thicker women. Monique. Monique had a show called The Parkers. This is one of the first shows, not first, because you could argue and say that and not 227 had a thicker black female in it. That was some sort of sexualized woman. Then you had what's her name, Tootie from not Look Who's not Who's the Boss, but Give Me a Break. Is it Give Me a Break? But now you saw Monique, a morbidly obese black woman, fat, black, and loud. She was a main character in a sitcom, along with her co-star, who was a fat black female. So the normalization of obesity happened via the media, happened via TV shows that large groups of blacks were watching. It's easy to be morbidly obese. It's easy to be fat. All you got to do is eat. Don't give me that thyroid nonsense. Don't give me that it's genetic nonsense. It's not. Don't get me, oh, black women were thick in Africa. That's not true either. Don't give me that, oh, our bodies are different, because that's not true either. It's a culture that has accepted laziness. Let me read something to you real quick. According to the CDC, 50% of black women in the United States are obese. This is significantly higher than the national average of 31.9%. Black women are 18% more likely to be obese compared to other races of women. Black men in the 90s, going back to the Simps, were always told to put that woman first, respect women. Instead of people saying to the black man, respect yourself first. There were no movements in the 90s about black man, respect yourself first. Respect your community first. It's always respect black women. Respect black women. Then you created a subculture, and I would even argue that this is a dominant culture amongst blacks, simping. So you have black dudes, they'll want to fight you. They heard you call a black woman fat. They'll want to accost you. They'll tell you ain't nothing wrong with being thick. See, we all play up. Not me. I don't dibble and I don't. Yeah, no. But we all dibble and dabble with creating a culture of obesity. I was at a party one time. I told this story many a times. My best friend, Blue Cousin, if he's watching, he was there with me. A coworker of mine who was overweight. She invited me to her birthday party many years ago, about 10 years ago. She rented out a nice hotel. And I like going places early. I get there early. Her cousins get there. Her cousins are like three. And mind you, my coworker was already overweight, but her cousins were the size of houses. They were size of bungalows. These chicks had to be at least 275 pounds apiece. So I'm sitting there pretending to be on my phone, like most people do in these situations. The girls, her cousins, are sitting right across from me. So one of the girls gets up and whispers something to my coworker in the other room. I know what my coworker is saying to her because my coworker knows who I am. Her coworker told her he don't like big girls. Her cousin, my coworker's cousin, comes in this because they ordered like a nice suite. She comes in the room and says he don't like big girls. What kind of black dude don't like no big girls? These chicks are the size of San Francisco 49ers offensive linemen. And one of the problems is that in the black community, which is not talked about, but what should be talked about, is that a lot of black women believe that they possess ownership of the black man's body, even if it's a stranger. They automatically assumed me, a much smaller black guy, would randomly like them just because they exist, their ego. Nobody has destroyed their ego yet. Society hasn't destroyed their egos yet because society is encouraging their poor patterns of behavior, being morbidly obese. So because their ego hasn't been destroyed, because nobody in their family has ever destroyed their ego, the community hasn't destroyed their ego, they're not used to a black man like me who is very dismissive. I don't like morbidly obese women. That doesn't mean I'm going to be mean to you. That doesn't mean I'm going to be nasty and evil to you. Of course not. But I'm not going to sit there and have a bullshit conversation that could potentially lead to sex, which most conversations like that do. Especially if you're at a birthday party, you're going out to drink, and you're doing bumps of coke here and there. Of course. But I'm not about to talk to you because I do not like morbidly obese women. Have I been with overweight women? Sure, why not? But generally speaking, I don't go out of my way. A morbidly obese female has to come on to me. And I'm talking about that was back in the day. See, now I'm married, and even years even prior, I don't talk to big girls. Not even conversation. Just because it's that potential. And I don't do it. So her cousins were mad at me. And it's because they've never been shamed before. That's shameful to be 5'2" and you weigh as much as an NFL O lineman. You weigh as much as a middle linebacker that plays for the Chicago Bears. Salute to you, Amber. Salute to you, Chicago Rilla. No, you guys are from Chicago. But these are one of the things that the Communitah is in denial about. Weight with women. Let me show you this video real quick. And I'm going to keep on to this topic, and then we're going to go to the next topic. Now look at these big black women right here. Can you imagine the health problems that could potentially arise? This is what is accepted in the black community. Look at this. This post says body positivity movement is here to stay.
It's four walls. You sexy, my love. Don't miss this road. I'm in the mood to post.
Now this girl, she's wobbling like a penguin. This is not attractive. It will never be attractive. And the only reason why a dude will say, man, I like me a thick, fat chick, is because you can't get top-notch, thin women. Because if you could, you wouldn't want these women around you. And that is really what is going on in the Communitah. You see, the problem, and I gotta say this, especially with the black man, is that we settle for less. And then what happens is you start falling in love with filth. There was a white guy, I think he was an anthropologist in the 70s. And he said this. I forgot his damn name. Maybe I should find the post. Give me a second. Let me actually find this real quick, because I actually want to find this because it's very relevant to what I'm discussing right now. But I have to find it so you can understand where I'm coming from. Where is it at? Okay, give me a second, guys. I actually gotta find this. There was a post that a gentleman has sent to me. I don't think this is it. Wait a minute. No, this isn't it. I should have had it on. I should have had it ready. Wait a minute. Let me try to find it real quick. Let me try to find it. I think this is it. No, that's not it either. Because I want to show you something. I want you guys to pay attention to what I'm going to tell you, or show you rather. Is this it? No, this isn't it. I know. Is this it? Wait a minute. No, that's not it either. Okay, I might have to find it the hard way now because wait a minute. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. I found it. Let me show you guys a post real quick. Wait a minute. I gotta make sure you guys don't see something. Hold on. I don't want you guys to see. Wait a minute. Matter of fact, let me just go to the actual site itself. Okay, give me a second, guys. Because I don't want you guys to see. Okay, I think this is good right here. This is good. This post says, if blacks were to rule themselves, people in towns will walk on sewage until they believe it's normal. All the gains from colonization will vanish. Infrastructure will collapse. Roads will be impassable. Trains will kill people until they are abandoned as an unsafe mode of transport. Hospitals will be closed. Farms will be closed. And farms will be grazed or closed and nothing to feed the nation. Now, this was in 1975. Pay attention to the first sentence. If blacks were to rule themselves, people in towns will walk on sewage until they believe it is normal. Guys, I've gone to all types of neighborhoods, been in all types of neighborhoods. You could talk about litter everywhere. People will tell you, man, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Man, you being white. You know, you were when I was a case manager, I told one of my clients, you need to stop having kids. She said, what? I said, you need to stop having kids. You have 3 kids. You need a case manager. You need a case manager, and the kids need a case manager. And on top of that, this house is filthy. And you want to have more kids, but her brain didn't understand that she was living in filth. She thought I was in the wrong for bringing these things up. And it goes along with the title. Why is the black community in denial about everything? It's because the ego has not been stripped away yet. So with those big girls in the here, let me show you again. With these females right here,
We gon' roll up tonight. What's in these 4 walls? You sexy, my love. Don't miss this road. I'm in the mood to post something up. We gon' roll up tonight. What's in these 4 walls? You sexy, my love. Don't miss this road. I'm in the mood to post something up. We gon' roll up tonight. What's in these 4 walls? You sexy, my love.
being obese is a serious health condition that can lead to a number of other health problems, including heart disease. Okay. Obesity increases your risk of developing heart disease, which is the leading cause of death in the United States. Stroke. Uh, Obesity increases your risk of developing strokes, which is the 5th leading cause of death in the United States. Type 2 diabetes. Obesity is a major risk factor for type 2 diabetes, a chronic condition that affects the way your body metabolizes sugar. Sleep apnea. Obesity is a major risk factor for sleep apnea, a sleep disorder that can cause you to stop breathing repeatedly during the night. Certain types of cancer. Obesity is linked to an increased risk of developing certain types of cancer, including breast cancer, colon cancer, and endometrial cancer, arthritis, gallstones, depression. Obesity is linked to an increased risk of depression. Low self esteem. Obesity can lead to low self esteem and social isolation. Well, that's not true now because the obese women now definitely have high self esteem because of this body positivity nonsense. Let me play this video one more time for you. Me and my fraternity brother, many years ago, I should actually send him the link, actually. Now I think about it. Matter of fact, I will send him the link. Because I want to know if he'd call in. Let's see. We did a, we were driving down the street where we live at, Long Street, maybe about 4 or 5 miles, maybe. And this was about 2011 or 12. I think out of the, we may have counted 100+ females walking. I want to say about 85 of them were morbidly obese like this. Morbidly obese like this. So that leaves 15 females. Maybe 2 of them had model type bodies. Maybe 2 that I can remember. So the question that I have to ask, Do you want your daughters to be this weight? Do you want your daughters to be the size of a sumo wrestler? Think about this if you were a man. Would you really want your daughters to look like this when they're 20? I mean, sit back and really think about this. When we think about the most successful races on the planet, the Jews, the Japanese, think about the most successful European people, the Germans. They don't have morbid obesity as a morbid obesity is not a problem, or it's not a epidemic in their community. When the women are morbidly obese, it sends out a message to the community. The women are a representation of laziness. The women are these types of women. They are a representation of slovenliness or being slotless. I think I'm saying the word wrong. I believe I'm saying the word wrong. I think I said it right, but yeah, slovenliness. Slovenliness is the fact of being careless, untidy, or dirty in appearance or habits. Give the black man something to compete for. The black man, compete. When you think about elite people, they don't, this is not acceptable. It's not. It's not acceptable. And just because you're telling me, oh, big girls got good pussy, that doesn't mean anything. Yes, that may be true to a degree, but what about after the coochie? Do you want your daughters to look like this? Do you want to be seen in public with women like this? See, a lot of black dudes will tell you, man, I like big girls. But they only go see a big girl like this at 2, 3 in the morning. But they like big girls, right? Stop it. Stop it. They don't like big girls like this. They'll hit it. Yeah, definitely. But if a dude genuinely gets money, he's not going to be with a female like that. And if that's the case, you will see multimillionaire. Let's use athletes. Let's use entertainers. Pierce Brosnan white and his wife fat. Did you see her when she was 25? Did you see her when she was 35? Did you see her when she was 45? She just got fat about 5-10 years ago. That woman was thin and attractive back in the day. These women are 23 years old. And just like the nuclear bomb that social media is, you have women like this who will refuse to date a city bus driver, a janitor, an electrician, a plumber, because they think that they are going to get high-level men. Because you know why? Because the real attractive females are lying to them. The real attractive females already know you ain't getting that. And so you have these women who become delusional and they think that they're going to get top-notch men, and it never happens. I know a lot of single overweight females like this because social media has empowered them to the point where they have eliminated 80% of people in their market. It's the truth. Because they themselves believe that they can get the athletes, the ballers. And they can't. They can't. They can't. It's all an illusion. It's all hype. And the only reason why they get men is because you have a culture of black men who just settle for anything. I was at a bar many years ago. I happened to be there with Blue Cousin, who's always in the chat here. A girl about this size. Here, let me make this larger for you. A girl about this size approached me. And she was with a smaller female, smaller than her. But still a thick girl. And all the stools were taken up. And for some reason, the big girl came up to me and said, "Can my friend have your seat?" Now, mind you, the girl who's asking me the question is about 300 pounds. I was shocked and appalled. I told her no. She said, "My friend just got off of work." I said, "I don't care. She should go home and go to sleep, take a nap, because what is she here for? And why should I give up my seat for her?" And this is what has happened. Women like this. Society has empowered them to do things like that. Now, if the girl who approached me was 5'8", 160 pounds, I mean, oh shit, no, 5'8" and 120 pounds, sure. And if her friend was thin, sure, I'd have gave her my seat in a heartbeat. Because you give up your seat to pretty females. You don't give up your seat to females who can run tackle. You can't. It's not gonna happen. You're not pretty enough to ask me a question like that. And again, I don't want overweight women to think that I'm calling them ugly. I'm not calling them ugly. But there is something that is referred to as pretty bitch privilege. And it's always existed, and it will always exist. Society will despite all of the, somebody in the back, okay, despite all of the hashtag movements, society will always remind the lazy, it will always remind people of their place. But again, in the black culture, you have a lot of simps, and they would have given up. They see, "Oh, my beautiful sister, you can have this stool." No, absolutely not. I can see if your friend was Naomi Campbell and you were also thin and attractive. But when your ass has a gravitational pull, I'm not giving up my seat for you or her. You can kick rocks. DMT, what's going on, man? Right now we're talking about, or I'm talking about, why is the black community in denial about everything? One of the focal points is morbid obesity. Have you ever dated a morbidly obese black woman? You're on mute, sir.
What's the word, CT?
I'm all right, sir.
What constitutes as morbidly obese? Because I'd be lying if I said I ain't dealt with some bigger women in my day.
Well, in my opinion, sir, let's give it a height. Right? If you're 5'6" as a female and you weigh over 150, that's on the level of obese to me.
You said 5 foot 150?
5'5", 5'6", and you're about 150, 160. You're hitting to the point of being obese.
Have I dated one that big? No. Have I had intercourse with one? Yeah.
Yeah. 2 in the morning.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I do think we got a problem. We like to kind of try to constitute it a stick. I may add a little bit. I may add 15 to 20 pounds onto that. that scale. If you like 5'5", 180, because I've seen some girls that size and they play softball, so they got like big thick legs, and they dude, get down. What is wrong with you? But they got like big thick legs, and they kind of got big shoulders, arms, and they just a little bit thicker. You know what I'm saying? But they not fat because they stomach can still be flat. You see what I'm saying? But they just kind of built. I've dealt with those kind of women. I kind of like that type, but I get what you're saying. Like sometimes it can be too much, and we try to say it's just thick. In reality, they just fat, and they need to lose at least another 30 pounds for sure.
DMT, look at this real quick. Okay.
That's a problem. That's morbidly obese.
Yeah. This is about 200 plus pounds. Now, I want to look at the comments right now. Look at how evil women are. Now, this chick Alexis. Now, normally, the only Alexis I've ever met in my life are skinny, so I'm assuming she's skinny. I'm looking at this in real time, just like you guys. She says they look absolutely stunning. You see it? How much are you willing?
No, we got to stop playing.
How much are you willing to bet that this chick is a skinny chick? Right? She says they look absolutely stunning.
No.
Now, the irony of it all is that she herself is not a morbidly obese female.
She look fit to me.
And this is the evil nature that a lot of women do. Whereas a man would say, man, you might hit the gym.
But see, that's what the women do in our community. Instead of being honest and saying, hey, you need to work on this, girl, you need to do this. No, she thick. She look good. And further reinforcing the bullshit and why we need to be honest. Like, I don't understand why we can't just be honest. Like, if it's a man, like, if I'm gaining weight, my homie gonna say, hey, bro, you fat. Like, you tweaking. Get in the gym. Like, what you doing? But women, it's like, girl, you look good how you is. Like, they'll come home and I think, what was this, a podcast? I was watching I saw a Breakfast Club clip like last week. And that comedian was on there. What's her name? Jess Hilarious. And like some woman called and they giving her advice. And she's saying her husband ain't slept with her in months. And she don't know what's going on. And Jess trying to make her feel better the whole time. Like, nah, girl, it's probably him. It's this. But she wait to the end to say, well, yeah, and I put on a little weight. I've been in the gym. She's like, wait, you ain't say that. How much weight you put on? She was like, how much weight have you put on since y'all was together? She was like, about 100 pounds. And I'm like, they like, whoa, well, you didn't say that. You just conveniently left it out. And it's like, yeah, that's important. That's probably why he ain't slept with you. He met you at 150. Now you a defensive end. You a starting defensive end in the NFL. You're 250, 260. Yeah. I ain't even gonna say linebacker. You're a defensive lineman.
This girl right here, she will never, even if she got pregnant, she will never let herself get over 130. I know these types of females. These are the type. This female right here. Let me hear her talk real quick. You hear?
No, I don't know if you're sharing your sound.
Okay, this type of female right here, right? She's never gonna get over 130 as a young woman. She might get 150 once if she stops working out. She'll get about 150 later in her later years of life. She's gonna get with the white boy, and she knows that she can't get over a certain weight with her white boy, but she can tell these black girls they look they honestly look stunning.
I hate the yes queens. I always see that nonsense. You see that? The yes queens. Stop it. Stop it. These are ham hocks. Look at the thighs. No. Now I ain't gonna lie, there's brothers out there that find this attractive. They'll still get with them. But I like more curvier women. I do like curvy women, but that's not curvy. That's that's like, how can I describe it? That's like the Nutty Professor type.
Yes, Nutty Professor. Exactly.
That's Nutty Professor. That's a problem.
What is the other reasons why we are in denial, sir?
I think just as a community in general, we'd rather make excuses than take action to get the results we want. It's better to live in our excuses than actually do what it takes to be better, essentially. And it's like, as long as we continue down this route and not actually think about, okay, what are the results we want, right? Do we want marriages? Do we want more marriages? Do we want our husband to look at us well when we go home? Do we want our wife to look at us well when we go home?
Yeah.
Like, do we want to have that good relationship? What does it take to get that? I got to stay in shape. I got to go to the gym. Right. I got to eat right. We don't want to do those things, though. Instead, we rather just make excuses like, well, oh, girl, he should love you for you. You know,
yeah,
he won't. Leave him. He don't know. Well, in reality, you didn't gain 150 pounds. And the woman that he married, it's 2 or 3 kids later. We get it. But at the same time, does everybody gain 150 pounds after a couple kids? I know many women with 4 or 5 kids, and they look almost the same as they did when they first had them, right? Because they did what it took to get in the gym and keep the weight down. Whereas other women are just gain weight. I was just looking at my cousin's his wife. He was just kind of complaining to me about it. I'm like, dang, bro, what happened to Mag? Like, she was like, she didn't gain 60 pounds.
What do you say?
And she didn't look like that right after she had the baby. This is like way after.
Yeah.
He kind of side-eyeing his wife now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you to do in that situation? Do you just tell your woman like, yo, you need to get to the gym or I'm leaving you? Or do you got to play it tight and close? And
what I'm starting to realize, sir, is my StreamYard is messing up a little bit. I gotta come back in and come back out. Give me 1 second though, bro. All right, I'm back. Go ahead. What'd you say now?
No, I was saying, like, what would you do in that situation? Like, do you be honest and tell her like, yo, you need to get in the gym, or
well,
I feel like you blunt, CT. You probably just come straight up like, yo, this ain't working. You're fat.
the problem is one individual can't really hold on for a second, bro. I'm having let me see. The problem is that one individual can't really change anything, right? In my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna have to take a community effort, and it starts with boycotting films with fat women as the lead. You know, for example, with the Parkers. I don't know if you're old enough to remember the show the Parkers. The problem with shows like the Parkers is that you had this fat black woman, morbidly obese. I don't know what's going on with the StreamYard. It's fine. You had this morbidly obese woman, and she's trying to get after Professor Ogilvy, whatever it was named, Ogilvy. The entire series, she's trying to get with the supposedly good-looking professor who has options. And these shows are remarkably successful in the black community because the black community watches these shows. Whites aren't watching the Parkers. So you have these shows that give you a false sense of reality. So now in real life, a black girl who's overweight because of her choices, she's thinking that she can get with an individual who looks like that. She can stay as fat and lazy and don't want to go to the gym as possible and think that she can eventually chase a man or have a man like that chase her. And that's that. The community has to find shows like that appalling to the point where, we don't watch shows like that. This is no. This isn't a good show. It has to start with things like that. For example, I'm a big Star Trek head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now here we have in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. I know you Negroes don't watch Star Trek because Negroes don't watch science fiction, but here goes Strange New Worlds. It's set in the Kirk era. Now, 65 years ago, you had Nichelle Nichols, who was a beautiful black female, beautiful, thin. She was an older woman during filming. She was about in her 30s, but she was beautiful. She was a fox.
Mm-hmm.
Strange New World, this new series that's based on the Kirk era with new characters playing Kirk and this black girl, supposedly, who looks like me, who doesn't have a super hot body. She's the new Uhura. This is what I'm seeing in society now. They're manufacturing what the black man should like. Listen, why would I want to watch this show now? Remember, black people, especially a black man, you're probably watching Star Trek back in the 60s because Uhura's on there. Mark the King watched Star Trek, but let's be honest, he was watching because Uhura's fine ass was on there. Or Nichelle Nichols. But now I have to watch a show and it's a female who looks like me playing Uhura. Man, I ain't watching that.
No good.
I want to see some nice, thin, black, dark legs. I want to see femininity. I don't want to see she ain't even got no neck.
Yeah, you ain't trying to see a linebacker.
So they're manufacturing, the media is manufacturing whom we should like. And then it spills into the real world. And now that's the standard of beauty to the point where men have brainwashed. Hey man, DMC, I'm 10 years older than you, bro. Or a little bit older than that. Hey man, DMC, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, thick and big women were never the prize in the black community in the 90s amongst black men. Never. In music videos, you can see it. In movies, you can see it. And in real life, go to your older cousins and show, hey, cuz, show me some photos from you back in 93. Bet you they ain't with a fat girl.
Well, look, I'm an old soul. My brother's 41. So, like, I grew up on 90s stuff. Like, I'm a 90s baby, but I grew up on 90s, 80s stuff. And I grew up watching those same shows and movies from that era. Mm-hmm. And I remember a time where we didn't have no big one. Like, The Parkers is really the only show I can think of where it's like big women featured, like them being like the main people in the show that were not like the joke. You know what I'm saying? Usually there was a joke of a show if they was in it. It was like the main characters. So I think this really started like 2016 after I really stopped watching cable television. Because I'm trying to think like even like my era, we probably watched what like That's So Raven, and even she was like, that was probably pushing it. Like she still had a nice curve to her body. She still looked pretty good back then. Like now she's bigger, but even on the show back then, she was just kind of curvy, but she wasn't big. She wasn't fat. She was. I remember it was one episode they made. They was trying to. She was trying to be a model, and they said she had to be a size 2, but she was like a size 6.
12. Yeah,
I didn't know the episode. Yeah, she was like a size 6, I think.
Okay.
And they made it like a big deal that she needed to be able to, that she should be able to be a size 6 and be a model. Like that's some of the things I remember. But I don't remember watching a whole bunch of shows with a bunch of big women. Like that's not what was in.
DMT. So Blue Cousin is always in the chat with me. It's my you know, his friend in real life. We used to go to Whole Foods back in the day, holla at chicks, man. You know, just I'm in Whole Foods. I happen to look down an aisle and glance at this fat girl, black girl. Her dude comes over to me and says, "Man, that's my girl, man." Not like in a threatening way, but he thought that I'm checking her out. You know what I told him? I was like, "Bro, I don't even talk to big girls." I was passive aggressive as I don't even think he caught on to it. I'm like, "Oh, I don't even really talk to big girls, man. My fault." That dude was a problem. His girlfriend was like 215. She was about 5'1". And think about this idiot, this simp, who's so insecure that he's insecure about a leprechaun who could be the stunt dummy for the Penguin in Batman.
Chaotic. Oh my goodness.
Give me what you say. Give me the Penguin and Batman. So imagine if I would have been like a street nigga, said, "Man, what's up, nigga? You know, I don't care about you." Yeah. See, now you have two dudes fighting over a substandard, and not to downplay her humanity, but a substandard physically a substandard female. Because if I'm gonna fight a dude, I'm gonna fight a dude over, and I'm married though, but a 1992 Naomi Campbell. I'm not fighting over Harriet Tubman. I'm sorry. Go ahead, DMT. Now I got to get the Ed Hill. Go ahead.
No, I agree with you, man. I mean, you should never be trying to fight over a line.
You got to get on camera, bro.
I get it. You love you know, everybody love their woman. They feel for their woman, but some dudes know what they got, man. They know when they got. They know when they got something worth taking, like when somebody really wanted. And they know when they got something that nobody really want, that they just kind of was able to get what they got on the market because that's what was available to them. You know what I'm saying? You know. So we do got to stop normalizing this nonsense. I think a lot of dudes really be out here desperate. Yeah. It's easy to pull a fat girl. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I never did it because I have. I'd have my share. So, you know, at the time I needed some and it was there and I took it, you know. It is what it is. But I'm not going to get up here and wife when I'm not going to bring one home to my family. I'm not going to be out here obliged like I got the baddest girl on the planet when I know she 250 and she like 5'2". Like, we're not doing that. We can't do that. You got to be honest, and I think these brothers, homies, should be real with them too. And I think it's get better.
Yeah, it has to be a community effort, and I'm gonna let you guys get in from it. It has to be a community effort, right? So me talking to a female and telling her something, you know, I'm just one dude, and that's why, you know, back in the day I used to be quiet. Like when I went to my Ed, you gotta go on mute for a minute because it's like some background noise. It's like when I went to my coworker's birthday party. I didn't have to tell those two big girls that I wasn't talking to them because they were big. But I think they caught on the fact that, hey man, I'm just gonna pretend like I'm in my phone texting nobody. You know, Instagram didn't exist at the time. I'm over there bullshit. And her friends were like, her cousins were like thinking, why ain't this nigga talking to us? We normally get niggas talking to us. Not me. So again, they went to their cousin and said, how come he ain't talking to us? She said flat out, he don't like fat girls. He don't like fat girls. Y'all fat. Y'all fat. He don't like fat girls. And they came in there like, you know, what kind of nigga don't like no big girl? And I'm like, what are you talking about, lady? I'm you know, I'm under 6 foot. I'm 140 soaking wet. How did I mean? Even if you had good coochie, how would that look if I'm in public with you? It looks weird, and it doesn't look like you're the prize. See, if I'm in public with a 5'10" woman that I've been in, she's relatively built like a model. Hey man, people be like, "Hey man, who are you, man? Who are you? That's you." Like, because it ups your status. Because people will think you're rich. Like, damn man, you got a model chick? Nah, she ain't no model, but she's just taller than me. See, that's why I like tall. I've always liked taller females. My first fling in high school was a tall Puerto Rican girl. I just like them tall. My wife is tall.
While you climb trees, huh, Chaotic?
I love tall females, man. It's tall females are exotic, man. But if you're like 5'3", 5'4", you got to cut my grass. You got to clip my toenails because you're not the prize to me. You're not the prize. But go ahead, Ed. What say you, sir?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you like a lot of back. It's like you're in an airplane.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna try to adjust it. Man, it's good talking to you finally, man. Trying to anticipate having a little conversing with you, but you ever seen that movie? What's Eating Gilbert Grape, man?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Let me see.
Yeah,
no, I haven't. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I know we talking about Black culture, but I think that's another example, like with the Black culture and all that. It leads on the traumatization because, like, when you used to look like, you know, those models and like a little dime piece, and then just something get to you after you had them kids, man. You probably like 110, 120, and then next thing you know, having them kids, and then something get to you after your husband left you. I mean, that's what that movie was about. If you take a look at it, it was about like 93. Leonardo DiCaprio was it. He was dysfunctional, you know, special ed type or whatever. I want to get in that, but you know, came to when she was like on the third level, breaking the floors in the house, having trouble coming downstairs. But you know, I think that's what it is. I used to be in the caregiving department and working with these residents, and you know, I'm still recovering with my back, man, trying to take care of these residents and like up in the growth from like 30 to like 50 years old. You know, I can just see like, and people don't understand when you like those ladies you was just showing on that video, they looking about 250, 300.
Yeah.
And
the chicks,
you don't understand, it may look good and all that, but you see all those dimples that accumulate stank and fungus, man.
Yeah.
All that's, you know, you don't understand. When I was in the caregiving department, just studying and reading because I want to get more education into that field, what all that can do to you in your health, and then at least on this depression. And I was working with my uncle as well, and he used to look like, you know, Sylvester Stallone, like in Rocky 3, bro.
Yeah.
And then like working in the plant and everything, and developed diabetes, and
yeah,
God rest his soul. You know, he passed on, and just trying to keep him alive, he wound up looking like that.
Yeah.
But it could do a mental health thing, and you know that weight shit is that's a killer right there, bro.
Yeah. Why is the overall community in denial about weight?
Say it one more time.
Why is the overall community in denial about morbid obesity, especially with Black women?
Well, I'll say, put an example. If I was at that weight and you came to me, just how bluntly, I like your character, bro, and you just give it straight through, no fabricating. If you just came to you, hey man, you need to lose some weight, and I think about what it takes to lose that weight, and I think about I gotta go through all that. Those people probably trying to, you know, find out the easy way, and then when they get to some type of way they could triumph through it, they just give up.
Yeah.
And then trying to get to step 20, which is the final, they at step 7.
Yeah.
You know, they give up. They get lazy. It's that lazy mentality, that depression, like I was talking about, just like that movie Gilbert Grape, bro. You know, the kids, they was trying to get their mama in the best condition, at least, you know. She was yelling at them, kept eating. That was the only thing that was making her happy. Kept eating, bro.
Ed, I'm a runner. I used to be a marathon runner, but one thing I can say about running is running brings a certain level of euphoria, and especially when you reach your runner's high. Running also is peaceful and calming, and you tend to think it's very cerebral. You know, you tend to think about a lot of stuff when you're running. You think about yourself, your existential nature within the universe. A lot of times people get a lot of insight from running, and I feel like particularly with the 50% of Black women who are morbidly obese is that their lives are actually very chaotic and depressing, disorderly, and forcing yourself to be at peace may be antithetical to who you are anyway. I was in a car one time with a girl, and I played. Do you know what EDM is?
Say it one more time.
Do you know what EDM is?
Nah, explain it to me.
So EDM is electronic dance music.
Okay. Yeah.
Like like Daft Punk, something like that, or I listen to Odessa. So I'm in the car playing Odessa, which is a very famous EDM group, very upbeat music. And the girl I was with, she was a hood chick, always stayed in drama. We've all had some hood coochie. I like hood. I've had hood coochie. She started tripping, like almost to the point where like she wanted to fight me because it was too positive for her. She's so used to drama.
Want to be competitive with you?
She's so used to drama. She's so used to hearing, evil rap lyrics that she in there cussing me out. You doing this on purpose, mother effer, blah, blah, blah. It's peaceful music. Peaceful. And so I feel like that's the same thing with running with a lot of, black women or even walking. How often do you see groups of black women walking in groups?
I'll say the only time and with the subject we talking about, only when they trying to catch the bus, bro.
I live around God's chosen people, the Jews. You will see packs of Jewish women. It could be 8, it could be 15. For some reason, they're just walking. They have their kid strollers with them. Sometimes their husbands will be with them. They walk in groups and they talk, and they're pleasant. And I feel like it's a cultural thing as well. And I feel like especially with a large numbers of black women, they're too drama filled to do things like that. See, 15 black women can't walk together because half of them want to fight the other half. Within that one half of that group want to fight the other half, and then their cousins want to fight the sisters. And go ahead.
So would you say pride and competition is going neck and neck or bumping heads with each other? Because see it's not pride because they don't mind walking around naked just like you showed, but it's a pride thing because, like I said, with the mentality and what it takes to lose some weight if they wanted to, it's that pride.
Yeah.
So like you said, you can't have 15 women in different types of shape, but they both obese. And once they see one person like, oh, you looking better than me, it seems like you worked out.
Yeah. But the Jewish women that I see when they walk. Hey guys, if you live around Jews in the chat, tell me if I'm lying if you don't see groups of Jewish women walking. Like regularly just walking for just exercise purposes or, just a lot of times they walk with the kids because, kids are, they want to be outside and kids can have freedom to just walk and just be outside. Tell me if in the chat if you've never seen that because I see it all the time where I'm at.
Yeah, I work in downtown Detroit and I see all type of cultures and Jews as well. I see those as well.
So the Jewish women, you may find 1 or 2 yentas that are kind of overweight, but you never really see a slovenly fat one. You may see a little yenta or 2 that's, thick, but you don't really see fat ones, man. And I'm telling you, it's because cultures around the world, they get out, they walk, but for some reason, the Black American one, I'll tell you another reason why I think there's so much morbid obesity in the Black community too. I gotta say this, man, and this is not even towards the women, it's towards the men. I have been running, and this is why I don't run in the inner city anymore. I used to run and ride my bike in the inner city. First of all, niggas purposely try to run you off the bike lane. Man, get off the way, man. I'm like, yo, man, it's a bike lane. Man, I don't care. So they run you off the bike lane, niggas. They don't respect the bike laws. Then, if you're running, Negroes have asked me, man, what you running for, man? Oh, man, I'm just exercising, man. Man, I don't make no sense to just be running. So there's no concept of that running culture in the Black community. Now, for some reason, the best runners on the planet are Black Kenyans and Ethiopians, but Black Americans, if you're running, they think, I've heard people drive by and say, "Man, you ain't got no car, man. What you running for?" I'm like, "What are you talking about, you dumb nigga? I'm scenic running, you dumb nigga." But it's this whole thing about shaming people for a perception of not having a car. What you on the bike for? You dumb nigga. Don't you see me in bike gear? I'm exercising. So there's a culture of not even exercising in the Black community that needs to be addressed too. Because there's a culture of if you're walking for some reason, you ain't got no car. But maybe I'm just walking because I want to enjoy nature. I want to listen to the birds. I want to smell the grass. I want to hear myself think. And I feel like we don't have that in the Black community because Negroes are, too busy smoking weed, drinking, and playing loud music and driving down the street. Go ahead.
And just two things before I leave because I got to get to my haircut a client. And I remember you had asked this, and I commented if you were a father having to deal with a daughter like this or daughters or whatever. I had put you worry about them being bullied. You worry about their health, man, because coming up, you don't know what will happen. And then relations, and then wealth probably, and I don't know what else I put, but I'll give you a scenario or a question. I remember you said you like tall girls. So what if probably high school sweetheart you remember was like that, or a woman that you dated, and then 15 years later, like the age you are now, you came across that woman, and she appears like those women you put in those videos, and you just had this elect in your head that I believe she can get back to how she was.
No.
Would you challenge yourself to do it?
No.
You wouldn't even challenge. I mean,
no, because
I just be the motivation, like you said, run to get her in that shape.
No.
You wouldn't do it.
No, I just talked about LeBron, right? LeBron arguably is the greatest athlete ever, the greatest basketball player, period. I don't care what LeBron does now. He will never, ever be how he was when he was 19 or 20. It just won't happen. And so when you apply that to women, a woman is only as hot. A woman will only be as hot as she is if she's 19, 20, 21. The older she gets, it ain't happening. So if I met a female who was super hot in high school and she just happened, I meet her, she's 35 and she's overweight. Why would I even waste my time? I'm married already, but why would I even waste my time telling her to go to the gym, this, that, and the other? I mean, she can do all those things. I've seen great transformations, but you're not really 19-year-old hot anymore either. I mean, you can get hot at 40, but you're 40-year-old hot. Yeah. I saw this woman on Instagram, a follower. She's 52. She's smoking hot, but she's smoking hot for a 52-year-old lady. She lost a lot of weight, but I still look at her as a 52-year-old lady. But that's just me, though. But go ahead, though. Go ahead.
That's all I wanted to say. It was a pleasure coming up and finally getting to chat with you, bro. I look forward to more, man. Good to keep doing your thing, bro. For real.
Absolutely.
All right. Y'all be safe, bro.
Yep, peace. John the Baptist, what's going on, man? Do we have a problem in the Black community addressing issues, sir? Are we in denial about everything? And thank you, Nina. You are right, Nina. Thank you so much. Yes, Jewish women walk everywhere, and they are God's chosen people. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a denial when it comes to weight. I think there's two things that I look at. One would be a lack of education, which is kind of odd to me, considering that they say that this is the highest generation of Black women educated, college educated, but somehow that doesn't transfer to learning about food and nutrition. And it's as a result of women being overweight. I think a lot of our kids are overweight now.
Yeah. A lot of.
So I think. Yeah, correct. So it's not understanding, because I think one of the things they taught us in school was one of the lies they taught in school with the food pyramid. You need carbs, you need milk, and a lot of stuff they say you need, but you really don't need. And even if you take that mentality home, where they're cooking even worse than that, because everything has lard and fat in it, and when you're trying to make all these Thanksgiving dinners every day, it's not good for you. It's not good for you health wise. So we do have that issue in our society. And then the second part of it is accountability. When you think about accountability, it's like there are times where men would hold other men accountable for how your women look. it's like, or you see, if you go to a if you went to a corporate event, which I've never been corporate, but these environments where you have parties and gatherings, you wanted the best looking woman on your arm because it represented who you are, your decision making. It's accountability, and it also shows discipline or a lack of discipline when people can't maintain a certain look or a certain figure size. It shows that how much discipline they have. So it's several reasons why this thing is important. Most of all, I give a third reason which I wouldn't account for, but most of all is health wise. M&Ms, yeah, it's health wise. It's a lot of associated health risk that comes with carrying excess weight. Diabetes, heart disease, all the stuff comes part of it. So yeah, it's very, very important. I'm not a small man myself. I lift weights most of my life, stay active, I ride bikes. I go walking a lot. I walk 6-8 miles a day. I ride bikes probably maybe about 100 miles a week, try to anyway, if my schedule permits. But even being a larger man, I still don't want a larger woman. I don't want a woman that's close to my size at all. I want you to be way slimmer than I am. If you're within 50 pounds of me, we're gonna have an issue. Matter of fact, I take that back. Within 100 pounds, we're gonna have an issue. But it's just it's not something that most men. Because if something, God forbid, something should happen, you pass out. Can I carry you 50 yards to safety? Not trying to be rude, not trying to be disrespectful, but then I have to live the conscience that I couldn't carry you 50 miles to safety. That's the issue that you have to think about when men have to be providers and protectors. And I lay my plane there.
Who's the hottest fat black chick you ever seen in your life?
I hate these questions. I really do.
Exactly.
I'm gonna pass on that question.
Oh, okay. DMT, who's the hottest fat black chick you ever seen in your life?
You said the hottest what?
Hottest fat black chick.
Damn, that's tough. Give me a second. I'm gonna have to think about that one. I gotta think.
What about Lizzo?
Stop.
She's attractive in the face. You gotta give her that though. You don't think so? She's attractive. Okay. All right. Reese from Philly.
Jill Scott.
Who? Jill Scott. Yeah. Jill Scott.
He stole my answer.
I stole your answer?
Yeah.
Y'all probably like, you too young to know about Jill Scott. Yeah, Jill Scott.
Yeah, Jill Scott. She's pretty hot. Reese from Philly. Is the black community in denial about a lot of things, particularly obesity?
I think it's more so a state of dishonesty than denial. Because over the years, we come up with these bullshit words like big boned. Back in the day, we used to say healthy. What? Is that not the biggest oxymoron you ever heard? I don't know, man. I'm old, so I remember. I can show you my high school class picture with 1,000 people and one fat guy, and I can show you my daughter's class picture with 12 fat people in one class. So I'd have to say it's the eating habits plus video games, and I think candy has something to do with it too. Because we ate a lot of soul food back in the day, but most of us were still skinny. You know what I'm saying? If you look at fat people, they don't gorge on food. They're not sitting there with humongous plates of food. They're eating the same thing you eat. Something going on there. They're sitting around too much. Everybody was trying to get these bus driver jobs and security jobs where you don't move no fucking where. I used to hear niggas talking about, yeah, man, come work with me. You ain't really got to do shit. Why would you? I'll yield the floor, man.
Cool. Black Beauty.
What's up?
Are you fat? No, you're not fat. I'm playing with you.
No, you tell me.
I know, Black. No, you're not fat. Black Beauty, I know you're not fat.
I'm just asking.
Black Beauty,
But I wasn't calling to rag on fat girls, though. I wasn't, because how I feel is like for women, it's not our job, because ultimately it's competition time. If you want to be fat, that's your problem. Like, people can say what they want. I do know that every time I step out the door, most niggas prefer light skinned bitches, so I don't get mad about that. I don't bleach my skin, so it is what it is. You want to be big, that's your problem. Now, what I'm saying is, what brought you to this? That's why I called you.
Well,
What brought you to this? What brought you to this conversation? Today, of all days, what happened?
Because a fan of mine, I don't like saying that word fan. An individual sent me this Instagram of those big fat girls. Did you see that Instagram?
I saw it when you played it earlier. I was walking outside.
Yeah, and I think that it's something that we need to talk about because it's important. If you think about
recently, I have a girlfriend who right now, she's very good looking in terms of like her body. Like, she's getting older, so we're all getting a little older in the face. That's understandable. But she's very, she's Trinidadian. She's like 5'2". She's very thick and cute for a small girl. But says she want to gain weight. I said, girl, don't do that. You have the most thickness your body can handle at 5'2". She can't handle, like, she want to go and get a BBL. Your ass is already huge. You get a BBL, you'll be looking crazy. You look like Mr. Pillsbury Doughboy. So I think that that's a thing, and I think it's because in our community, the men, they celebrate all this thickness, but the reality is that when I go out, when I go to certain places like STK and stuff, those girls are never in the place. Never. I'm the thickest girl at STK.
I have a mathematical equation.
Was your what?
That's the truth.
What's your equation, Reese?
Thick plus 5 years equals Orca.
What's your equation?
Orca?
Yeah, it's the truth. You got to be old to know this.
What did he say?
Yeah. He says thick plus 5 years equals an orca. An orca is a whale, like a dolphin, killer whale. Could it also be, Black Beauty, that there is no walking culture in the Black community? Because when Negroes are walking,
I'm gonna tell you what.
Go ahead.
This one girlfriend, she's a nanny and she's very good at the job, and she always walks every day. But the thing about walking is you can do it, and if that's the only thing you do all the time, it's gonna be a plateau situation. Like, I walk every day. We hit 10,000. It's a competition between me and her who hits 10,000 for the day. So right now I'm at about 75. I'm about at 7,000. Let me see what I'm at right now. I am at 7.
What happened?
She dropped off. Oh, okay.
It's a lot of the people that walk, it's the only thing they do. I don't know if you lost me when I was looking at my steps. 7,000 steps for the day. A lot of people that walk, it's the only thing you do. And if you're a bigger person trying to lose weight, it's not enough. You have to walk on top of other things, right? So I think that's the thing. But it's not about walking as much as it's about denying the food, right? So if you get a plate of pasta, and this is what I do every time because I can't even eat pasta like that. What I do when I get pasta is I split it into like 3 ways. I eat a piece of it. Obviously, I'm here in Brooklyn, so you're hearing music. I eat like maybe a third of it to a half of it, and then I put the rest away. Then I go back for it maybe the next night. And then if there's anything left, I might share it with somebody or eat it for breakfast the next morning. I don't eat the full plate of pasta, and that's a way to keep your weight down. I think another thing is just good old water. If you're a person who likes to go out a lot, you have to recognize that, like, see, the thing I struggled with in college was I like to party. I'm West Indian. And one thing about partying, you drinking, right? You drinking sugar cane. Basically, you drinking sugar cane and you eating potatoes, if you think about it like that. French fries and rum or whatever you're doing. And every day you do that, you pretty much undid everything you did at the gym. So right now, I barely drink since I turned 30, for like the last 5 years, I barely drink. I drink a little bit of wine with seltzer, and I walk every day. It's so important. And on top of that, I go and I hit those weights, hit the gym, or I do a little dancing or whatever I have to do to keep the shape, because it's not enough to just walk and run. You got to keep your shape too. Unless you're tall and thin, you could just walk and run. But if you have a shape, you want to keep your shoulders, your back lean, your booty popping, your thighs solid, no cellulite, etc. So it's a lot of work, and I think it's easier to just go to the party and put on a dress on and You know, like for example, here's a good example. My hair hasn't been in the best condition. Why? Because I've been working out since I've been back from Nigeria. So I can understand why a lot of women don't do it because they feel like shit. Like I just got my hair done. It's gonna ruin my hair. But they have to trade one thing for the next, and that would be my advice to women.
Do you
Or put some braids in. Like I'm about to put some braids in.
how much of the media has a part to play in this? Are you even old enough to even know what I'm talking about? Are you, you're not over 30, are you?
Say that again. Say that one more time.
You're not over 30, are you, Black Beauty? You're not over 30, right?
Am I what? Why are you breaking up? Maybe it's just me. Let me move closer to my house.
Yeah.
Say it again.
You're
Sorry,
not over you're not over 30, right?
I don't think so, man. I think she said something a few minutes ago. Like,
Yeah, I think she said she was under. Yeah,
I
yeah, I
can't
think she said she
remember.
was. Yeah.
It was like 34, 35.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's boring for me. I'm gonna go upstairs and you can ask me in like 2 seconds.
okay.
It's boring for me. Let me get upstairs.
Where did this myth that Black women's bodies are different come from? Do you guys know that what I'm talking about?
Ancient Africa.
The ancient Africa. I started to hear this recently, like in the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
I didn't hear this when I was younger, like in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And DMT, did you ever read Jet magazine?
Oh yeah, I used to look at the Jet Beauties of the Week every
Remember
week.
the beauties of the week? They were just like regular, like they had thin, like a lot of them had like nice.
Oh man, I kind of missed those. I used to have when I was younger. I used to have to go in the barbershop to see them, but then my brother started bringing them home. So I used to. I'm looking at the Jet Beauty of the Week. Some of them time to be chocolate.
Yeah.
All long legs. Sometimes they be red bone. Curly hair. I get weak in the knees about curly hair, man. She got a nice body with curly hair, man.
Then you, so if you look at like old photo albums of your family, or like old Black people, the women had bodies like how we. You know, it's like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know what people mean when they say, "Oh, the Black women have different types of physiology." I'm like, what are you talking about?
Like all my aunties, my mom, them, my grandma, and them, her friends. Like I look at them now, and it like they'll be like, "Look, oh, this me back in when I was back in 1993, or this me back in '86."
Yeah.
And you were like, "Dang, you was like that."
Yeah.
And they skinny. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. I can understand like an older woman gaining weight, right? I can understand that. We can understand, but you said you can't.
Nah, there's no.
Why is that?
None. Age doesn't mean anything, man. You're not supposed to get big. Period. You're a burden on everyone else when you're big.
Damn. I didn't know. Wow.
He said he ain't giving them no grace.
They give him no grace, huh?
No grace.
You might not look at it, but the way I live, man. I look at stuff like this because I'm burdened by heavier people all the time. All the time. Bus seats are not designed for bigger people. These hallways that I go through when I get on the train in Philly, and these staircases. Like I've been late to work because of fat motherfuckers before, man. I know what I'm talking about.
Damn.
Aggravating.
Interesting. Money View says these men are clearly ignorant. Age means everything, so all Black men should be fit then. But, I mean, I hate with this comparison because we all know that even into old age, Black men are relatively more in shape than most men and damn sure Black women. But yeah. Black Beauty, you there?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Black Beauty, I thought you're under 30, right?
No, I'm actually 36, gonna be 37 this year.
Okay, so me and you are pretty much the same age.
Yeah, 86.
Do you think media, American media, played a part in the obesity trend?
Yes, and I'm gonna tell yes, because if you're the same age as me,
what decade?
In middle school, I'll tell you. In middle school, 1997, 99, I was 97, I graduated 5th grade. 98, 99, 2000. It wasn't popular. I had this same body since I was about 13 years old.
Okay.
12, 13, which means I've always had the same curves, the ability to gain weight in the same areas. I've had no surgery, etc. And it was never popular, you know. It was never popular being thick. In fact, everybody wanted to be skinny. That's all Cosmo had, all Glamour had, all the magazines. Even Jet, the girls were thin. Even in the Jet magazine that my uncle used to get, subscribed to his house, the black magazine with the black pinup girls, everybody was thin. So I'm much thicker than them in terms of on my bottom. So I could never. There were times I would go to a place and try to get jeans, and they didn't. Yo, I remember when they came out with stretchy jeans. It was like 8th grade, and everyone was on Fordham Road getting stretchy jeans, like because we all had thick bottoms and we couldn't get into the regular old jeans they made at Macy's. They didn't have no stretch in them, right? So like that wasn't hot until after high school. Like even after I graduated high school, 2008, we were still kind of thin. It was around, I think really, honestly, I really do believe it was Kim Kardashian because for a long time, Jennifer Lopez had what they considered to be Coke bottle shape, but we didn't care about her because she was Spanish. And at the end of the day, we just didn't care that much. That's the truth. As Black women, we didn't look at her. We didn't care. But the reality is that when Kim came out, and then with the iPhone, because the iPhone came out in 2007, when Kim and them came out, and it was just part of a big culture, right? It was like this white lady with her body, she says curves are better. And then it became a switch to like, I'm going to keep my curves anyway. So I guess I'm not going to try to lose weight. I'm going to keep, at that point, I had pretty much lost most curves. So I said, I'm like, okay, well, then I don't need to get rid of my natural body how it comes because I'm not that big, but I'm also not that skinny. So if this is what's in, you mean to tell me my body shape is in now? That's how I felt when Kim came out. I was like, you mean to tell me the body shape they made fun of me from in the middle school when I was like only 6, there was only 6 Black kids in the middle school and like 2 Black girls. There was me and another girl. And the other girl, we were on the same height. She was a little bit lighter and she was very skinny, no titties, no nothing, but she had booty. Even to this day, like she had booty and they always grabbed onto her body because her body was like what people liked in our community. But it wasn't until high school where being thick was in. Like right now, I'm what they would consider to be thick in middle school. Now the girls now will look at me and be like, you could gain some weight. I swear, girls have told me to gain weight. Girls have looked at me and been like, you could gain some weight. Yeah, if I gain weight, I know what it'll look like. I know. I stay where I'm at. This is where I'm at. It's either size 6, size 8. Sometimes I'm a size 5 if I'm really beasting. If I'm really going for carnival and I'm beasting for a month, I could be a size 4, 5. But mostly I'm a size 6. Sometimes I could be a 7, 8, depending on what it is. And I rock with that. That was not the standards when we were coming up. We're the same age. You know it wasn't. Everyone was trying to be skinny. Everyone was running. Nobody was lifting weights. Then all of a sudden, it's men's fault because ultimately they're the ones who say they want thick ass, they want thick body. So if you want thick ass, thick body, the Black women come with a thick ass and thick body, but it's not in shape. The problem is they got the fat, but it's not in shape. Go into the gym and shape up what you already have. This is what I was trying to tell my girlfriend. You have a big ass already. You don't need that much boobs. You're good. Go into the gym and shape it up because if you go and do the fat thing, now you're going to look real crazy. And all the girls I know that have BBLs, they got their BBL and they still had to work out. Why? Because now you look disproportionate. They done took the fat out of here. They took the fat out of here. They took the fat out of here, the fat out of here.
Yeah.
Put everything in your ass. And now you don't match now. Now you have to go to the gym to redistribute and to like do squats on it and make the ass make the new fat gel with the old fat. You actually have to work out to make that shit look good. So it don't make no sense. Might as well just go to the gym anyway and save yourself $10,000. Anyway,
CT, look at that article I put in the back chat.
Yeah. So it's from The Hill. It says plus size travel. Oh, go ahead, bro.
My bad.
No, you go.
I wanted to ask you something. Do you think that the surgeons are the real demons?
Oh yeah, because they go along with the flow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Look how much money they done made over the last 15 years. Look at them. And now let me tell you, the surgeons are the real demons for the trans community as well.
Yep.
Without them, without the little boys that are confused, they can't do those surgeries that cost. Those surgeries are more expensive than the BBL. Trust. Getting your member turned into a JJ is gonna be more expensive than getting a little fat moved to my ass. Trust me. So these surgeons.
That this is Earth. It's hard to believe.
This shit is crazy.
It's beyond crazy. Like
DMT put this article in the chat from The Hill. He says, the article says, plus size travelers spark new movement to accommodate people flying while fat. Airlines and resorts are built for traditional bodies, plus size influencers say. Most airlines, such as America, Delta, and United, have seats with width of 17 inches. Southwest Airlines is more inclusive to plus size passengers than other airlines, possibly because more blacks fly Southwest, offering additional seats for plus size people at no cost. Wow. DMT?
This is foolishness, man. This is outright foolishness. Like, because I know in the past, if you over a certain size, they make you buy an extra seat because you're gonna make everybody next to you uncomfortable. Now I guarantee this movement, they're gonna make all these airlines expand the plane. You got to make the plane wider so you can fit more seats, so you can be more inclusive of fat people. So instead of the seats with being 17 inches, they probably want them to put like 24 inches, make it wider so everybody can fit. And it's a damn shame. It should stay where it's at. They should have to buy an extra seat. You can't fit in the seat. That's your own fault.
But I understand that. But with this particular one, how does any of us lose? We all benefit by them expanding the seats. I could use a little bit more space for my purse. Like, if you won't make the seats wider, I don't lose. We could use a little bit more space. Listen, I'm not against them paying more for another seat. But if the airlines accommodate them, just know we benefit as well. It's not.
But I don't think the airlines going to widen.
No, of course not. It's not enough money in it.
No, they're not doing that. What they're going to do is they're going to start accommodating these people, giving them free seats.
No, I don't think they're going to
give them discounted seats. They're going to get discounted and free seats.
You think so?
I think so.
I better not see the big day, the day that a big girl gets a seat discount before me because of her weight. I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
No. Oh no. I'm gold status on Delta. Oh no.
They're going to burden us more because people are getting bigger.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, when I go into like the Delta Sky Lounge or whatever, honestly, I don't see that many obese people in there. Like when they're eating breakfast and we're eating breakfast before we get on the plane in the lounge, I don't see that many like obese people. Usually if it's an obese person, they probably have a real bad, health condition associated with it. They be getting a wheelchair or whatever. But I don't
Black Beauty, have you ever seen you're from Brooklyn?
Yeah.
So you got blocks with 7 to 8 food stores on one block?
Not really. I live in an area that's gentrified. Yeah. I live in a gentrified part of Brooklyn.
It's really in the hood. There's a food store on every corner. We got blocks over here with 4 and 5 food stores in
what you mean, like the bodega?
I'm talking about there'll be a bodega on the corner, a Chinese store next door to the bodega.
Oh yeah.
Jamaican store, restaurant next to that, pizza.
But that don't matter because let's not stop our people from selling their goods in the community. If they want to sell their pizza, their Jamaican food, it's about you. How much pizza do you buy when you go in there? I buy one grandma slice, and then I get one grandma slice, which is a little square corner, and maybe I might get a pepperoni slice that I bust down in half. Eat half now, eat half in a couple hours. There's a way to eat pizza even. So it's not about the food that's around us. It's about the choices you make. Do you know that you could actually get something in a Chinese food place that's good? You could actually get some sauteed vegetables with garlic sauce, and that's not going to make you fat from the Chinese food place. No. It's a choice.
What's up, Gway?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Gway, you are from Liberia.
Yeah.
So
and I heard you the other day.
I know you're skinny.
Yes, I'm not fat.
Yeah, I don't think there's any fat people in Liberia.
There's some of them, but
really,
yeah, there still is. I mean, but it's not a lot though.
Yeah, Liberia is a very skinny place.
People walk every day. You're walking distance and miles and miles and miles.
Yeah. Why is the Black community in denial about obesity, Gway?
I just think they're just, to tell you the truth, I just think that it's laziness, to be honest. I just think a lot of them are just lazy. They're not able to have self-control, of what they put into their body. I think anybody who goes to a doctor, if you want to know, your doctor can tell you what your weight range is, and you can stay within that. But I think people just don't care. They want to eat whatever they want to eat, and then when they come, to places, they want people to be accommodating to them, but they're not accommodating to other people. For instance, you know, I work in a hospital and stuff. Some of these people come and they weigh more than me, and they want to sit in a wheelchair and let me push them. I'm like, have you lost your mind? No, I have to go get somebody to come help me push this wheelchair. And then they get mad and they're like angry, like, oh, what are you trying to? I'm like, I'm not gonna go pull my back muscles so just to push you. I'm myself. You weigh 200 or 300 pounds. I only weigh like 140 pounds to 45. Like I can't push you. It's not, and I'm 5'7". So I can't. No, no, I'm not. And a lot of them will get mad and angry and want to call the manager on you. And then they'll get a shock when the manager comes and say, "Oh no." We encourage them to get people to help them instead of them hurting themselves on the job. you know. So I just think a lot of it laziness. I think that people don't want to take self accountability for nothing. So they think, I mean, some of these fat people you see, you just like, whoa. It's like they have like different type of roles going on, different type of sections going on,
Girl,
and
I ain't
it's like,
seen
okay,
three.
so
You ever see the person that has like two rolls on each side of their back? Like it's one thing to have one roll, but then they have like, girl,
or the
two
stomach,
rolls.
you see the breast, the stomach, and then like you see the other patch, and you like, so what is that other stuff that's hanging down? It's just,
Hey,
oh,
do you know the difference
That's
between
rib
someone who was
tips.
check this
yeah,
out, y'all? Do you know the difference
it was just
between someone who was
disgusting.
always fat or someone who got fat? Do you know the
Oh
difference?
yeah, you could see the
So a
difference.
person that just got fat, their legs are gonna still be, kind of normal looking. But a person that's been fat all their life, their legs are gonna bend one way in either direction. They're either gonna be
It's
really
bowed.
bow-legged or really knock-kneed.
Yep, it's
Yeah,
bowed because of the
Because
weight.
physics
Too
is
much weight.
physics, and time plus pressure equals movement. So
Hmm.
yeah,
years and years of putting that pressure on your knees, they're gonna go in one direction or the other.
Also the feet too. There's a lot of women in our
Oh
community
yeah.
that we will say they have big feet, but actually it's always a big lady with big feet. See, my feet are not small. I wear like a size 9, 9.5. I'm an African. I'm kind of tall. I understand that. But you know what? How do you get to really big feet? Sometimes women don't be having that big of feet, but it's the pressure and the weight. If you're gonna go 20 years or so, whereas you could have been a size 8 in your foot, you end up being a size 10, 11 because the weight is pressing down literally on your bones. So that
yes,
as well.
that's not good.
It's not
And
good.
I think it's bad because now they're not even encouraging doctors to let these people know that they're obese. I mean, can you imagine like a person will be gaining weight, the doctor will tell them you need to stop gaining weight because maybe you got diabetes or something and
Hmm.
you need to watch, and they wouldn't even listen to that. Like, you rather eat yourself to amputation, you rather
Mm,
eat yourself to like to death. Like, I don't understand. Like, how can
mm,
you not be able to control what you put in your own body?
mm-hmm.
I
And
got
the
a I got another question for you, ladies. You think it's a psychological piece to this too? Because it's, if you're not fat and you become fat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that takes a while. That takes work, right? That don't happen
Mm-hmm.
overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So somewhere down the line, you see this happening, but you don't stop it. Like and everyone is well aware of what your life is going to be like once you get heavy. The world knows how they treat fat people. Okay, so for you to allow that to happen, if you're born that way and always that way, your whole family's that way, that is what it is. I'm talking about the people that get fat. That has to be a psychological glitch because you're setting yourself up from hell, and you could have stopped it. Many, many
yeah,
years it takes to get fat.
that's true, but I just think it boiled down to being lazy. They don't want to do nothing.
Yes.
I don't think it has anything to do with the mental health or anything. I mean, there's people that go through that. Don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of women these days that are fat are just lazy. They don't want to do anything, and they want men to accept them that way. And it's like, nah, if
Yes.
you're not taking care of yourself. Why should a man who put in the effort and the work to take care of himself put up with a woman as big as you?
And
No.
it's like a snowball rolling down a hill because as you get bigger, the less
Oh
you
my
can
God.
do. So you get more
But
lazy,
That,
also,
then you get bigger again, then it makes you more
and it
lazy, and
causes a lot of problems, a lot of health problems too. For not just it makes the life of that man difficult to deal with because
but
not only does
also,
he have to worry about you or anything, and I think another thing they need to bring back shaming. See, in the African community, if you're fat and your cousin see you, they'll be like, "Why are you getting so fat?"
absolutely, that's how it is amongst, yes,
I'm
Africans
like,
and
just
Caribbean
what's
like
people.
going on with
I
that mic?
know one of my friends one time. One of my cousins was getting big, and my cousin had came to visit us or something. And so when she entered the house, we was like, "Jesus Christ, what happened to you? Why you getting so fat?" And she was like so in shock that we said that to her. I'm like, "Yeah,
But
like,
that's needed.
it's like we don't play. They will tease you. They will tease you. They will joke, make all type of fat jokes out of you."
But
I think
also, I also think it has something to do with, like, if we take it to like mental health. I think sometimes people that weren't fat that become fat, it's because they want to hide in a way. It's like similar to what Anton was saying this morning. Like, they don't want to be their best self because it requires too much work. So instead, they believe that I can just gain this weight, hide. Nobody will pay attention to me if I'm big. But then what they realize is they get attention, but not the attention they want. They end up
exactly.
getting attention. Niggas still talk to them. Excuse me. The men still talk to them. They still get attention, but it's not the attention they wanted. But they say, hey, well, rather than being lonely, let me just, I done messed up my body. Let me just go with this man who accepts me. But the real reality is before they gained weight, they had deep insecurities anyway, which is why they gained the weight. So that's
Yeah.
what I believe.
Do
And
y'all think? Do y'all believe that that one of the reasons that women can be gaining weight more because of it because of fighting for independence,
because of what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
fighting to be independent.
Yeah, because your girlfriend who's competing with you is never going to tell you that you're gaining weight.
Whoo.
Oh, they lie to each other all the time. They'll tell them
Hmm.
they're so beautiful. It's like, girl, she lying. I remember once I went for dinner, and so we're sitting there, and one of my friends, she was asking, she was like, "Do you think I'm getting fat?" And before she could finish it, I said yes. And she was just shocked that I said that. I said,
She should
"Yeah."
be
I said, "Because
happy.
I
if you
mean,
gain
fighting to be independent from men, though.
No, but the point is that it's
no,
not, we're not talking about her independence from women. We're saying that they, even though they want to be independent from men, they still want the men's approval. So they come to us girlfriends and ask us to give the prejudgment. Like, hey, am I gaining weight? And then most friends will lie because ultimately she competing with you. She want the man that you want. So she gonna win and you not. And that's the reality.
I don't know why women ask women for any type of like advice towards like men and stuff because
I don't
men are
understand
the
it.
marketplace. Women are not the marketplace. I'm not dating you, so I don't care who you.
Thank you.
Men are the one
Exactly.
you're dating, so you need to listen to what men want, not what women want or what women think you should be. Because
Exactly.
obviously you're not dating them, so they'll tell you anything. And
Yep.
besides, all of y'all are competing for the same type of man, so of course they're
Exactly.
not going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you whatever you want to hear, and then
Bingo.
they'll go and get that man.
Bingo bingo.
So that whole
So how
system
do
and stuff
so
is
how
all
do
like,
how does the career play into it?
Well, I think it depends on what your career is. Like, for example, I have a career where traditionally we were in the office, but even before COVID happened, I had kind of broke out of the office. I pretty much let my directors know, like, you gonna have me, but you're gonna have me from my house a couple of days. I was already a little bit remote before this COVID thing happened, but I'm glad it happened because you see how I just joined this panel while I was walking up the block? That couldn't have happened 4 years ago. I'd have been on the train coming home from somewhere, and then I'd
right.
be as tired. You understand what I'm saying? But even then, I worked out at the top of the morning. I get up 5 o'clock, get down to the gym 5:45. Even when the gym wasn't close by me, when I live in Flatbush and I had to go to 34th Street Bally's, I used to get up at 5, get dressed, get on the train by 6, work out with my trainer till about 7:30, take my shower, and walk down the block to my job. So it's a choice. Do you want to be good or not?
And I think some of them who are fat also they feel like if they're in a good career, let a man should just accept them because they make more money or
Uh huh.
that's how they feel. So they don't feel the need to lose weight because they feel like a man is gonna need them because they are making a lot of money and there are desperate men out here who will submit to that and take that because they need a woman to take care of them. So
Hmm.
I think that has a part to play in that too.
Which is the wrong way to think, right? Because when you're making more money, what I see from the Hispanic girls in Miami and in the Bronx, and what I see from the Caribbean girls, when you make more money, When we make more money, we tend to go to the gym and use that money on our bodies. And I don't understand that mindset. You making more money, but you look worse. It don't make sense.
Yeah, they don't care because they feel like they know men are going to want
Exactly.
to be with them and take care of them, so
And
they
these
feel
men be liking them too because look, a big fat booty jiggling, they love that shit.
oh, oh
They
god.
do. They do.
That is just disgusting to look at. I don't know how people feel like that's something like nobody wants to see that.
I feel
You
like
know,
some of these men they love when the big girl come in the bedroom and just crush him with she waist and just
oh my
drop the
god.
ass on him. That's what they like for a
And
Is
minute
that
when you
or
do
two.
dangerous
all that,
though?
I don't
like,
know. You tell me.
Does anybody ever get hurt when that happens? You ever
You
heard the
tell
I
stories
have
like
me.
no
that?
idea. I wouldn't
All
know.
right.
I've run it. I play sports. I've run into people that are 200 pounds and stuff. That shit hurts.
Yeah, but a man like you who plays sports is exactly the type of man who could throw her ass up in the air. I'm
Not
sure you bench. I'm sure you press about 230. Throw her ass
not
up in the air.
300 though.
No, true.
Yeah, no.
True.
I can bench press. Listen, I can bench press over 200 pounds, but I can only do it like 5 times. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
So as a power lifter, I can bench press 500, but I don't want that in the
Woo,
bedroom.
god damn.
woo. 500, you good, oh. You could take
I,
anyone.
but
What the
I
fuck are you
don't want
trying
that
to
in the,
do?
I don't want that in the bedroom. I don't want that in the bedroom though. I do not want that in the bedroom. Nowhere close to that. Matter of
No, but
fact,
I like what you said
but
earlier, John, because exactly what you said is what I always say. Why do I say that when I come on these panels, my husband puts me on his back? Because that means that he's strong enough and I'm fit enough to be on his back. I like what you said earlier, because what if something happened to me and I'm not feeling good? You gotta carry me home, man, or carry me to the car, man. So
Yeah, and
What
if
if
you
you're in a
like fight
burning
like
house and a fireman got to
that,
carry you down a flight of steps
facts. Fuck not
or
feeling
up a
good.
flight of
What if I'm
steps?
in trouble? Exactly.
no, some of them you have to actually come and take out the door. Like, oh my god, when you work in the
Uh-uh.
healthcare field, you see all type of stuff. Like, somebody we had to go to this lady house to go do checkup on one day, and oh my god, the fire department had to get called because she needed to go to the hospital, and they had to take the door down to get her out the house.
What?
There's
Yes,
I
a
won't
oh
make fun of those people. I feel bad for those ones.
my
We
god,
talking about the girls that's not at that point yet. The shame can bring them back to a decent place, but those
there's,
people they really do need help.
there's a
they
safety
can
risk
even
in being heavy too, because when shit jumps
yeah.
off, you can't get out of Dodge. You see a pit bull off the leash or something, or you at a riot, you're stuck, and all the fast people are safe.
What? I'll be out in 5 seconds. My running speed.
Did you guys see the video on social media of this lady who she was fat, and I think it was like some car or something that was coming towards her daughter, and she was trying to get to the little girl and to remove the little girl, and she kept falling down, and it was a man that was around that went and grabbed the little girl out of the way. She couldn't. She kept when
Yeah,
she
I
get
saw that. Yeah,
saw
I
that
saw
video.
that.
Oh my god! I was like, you
Yeah.
see, this is not good. Maybe hopefully
But
that will
why
make.
was she falling down though? What does the weight have to do with your stability? I'm trying to understand.
She was heavy. She was big as hell.
So she was falling down?
She kept, yeah, she got out of the
Oh my
car and she
God.
was
Somebody
trying
send
to
me the
like
link to this.
slip and
It's,
fell.
it's
And then
physics. Fat people don't have good brakes. They can get going, but it's hard to stop that weight from moving.
That's a good
uh,
point.
It is. It's hard.
nobody's saying you need to be a size 2 or anything. Just stay
You
within
don't.
your body weight range. That's it. You don't have to be a
Mhm.
size 6 or size 8 or whatever. Just stay
Yo,
within.
if you are obese lady and you come down to a size 10, 12, you did good.
Yep.
Seriously.
And on the
Yep.
plane, oh my God, I don't like to sit next to them. That is just, oh, all that
Why is
smell.
that?
Oh,
Well, I
no.
can't say that. I do know a girl that's really big that she never smells. She's very good about. I can't say they're all smelly. Your hygiene is something different.
That's what I'm
That's your
saying.
choice. You
Majority
know
of
you
them,
big. You know what you're supposed to be wiping.
most of
So
them
I
are
won't blame them being big. That's just a
super
nasty bitch. That's a nasty bitch.
People that are real big, right? So if you really take a real good look at how they're made up, like there are parts of their body that are physically impossible to reach with their hands without some type of apparatus or something, like a long toilet brush or something to get to the
The
body.
back brush. They have a back brush.
I was
yeah,
wondering if they had like stuff for that,
they do.
because they can't reach their feet. You know what I mean?
I, mm-mm.
Think about it. When I'm showering, I pick my leg up and wash my motherfucking feet. Somebody 400 pounds can't do that.
How do you know when you're gaining? I feel like, how do I know when I'm gaining? If I look down and I can't see it, then I've gained too much.
And your clothes
I can't look down.
You know, like if you put your clothes on and you see it's getting a little too tight, you might want to lose some weight instead of going to buy new clothes. People who gain weight shouldn't be buying new clothes. Like if you got a size, that's what you need to do. Stay within that size. Do not buy bigger clothes at all.
You want to know something about that? When I was growing up, my grandma used to get like Newport News and all these catalogs where she could order clothes to the house. And one thing I noticed was back in the day, when I was a young person, real like 10, 12, a young child, in those magazines, if you wanted plus size, you had to pay a little bit more. So if something was $19.99, you would pay $25.99 for the 3X. They don't do that anymore. That's another problem.
When the bigger size like that, they still have to pay more because they're using more of the material.
Not anymore. Now it's the same price. Fashion Nova, you go on Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova Plus is the same price.
Really?
Not for men.
Yeah, not for men. Not for men. I'm talking for women. You're right. For men, everything is dumbass expensive anyway. Men can't get nothing for cheap, so that's a fact.
Yeah.
But if you want to get a cute little dress for cheap, the big girl and I get the same dress for $15, $20. Seriously.
Nice. Just wrong.
You know who really plays a really big role in this problem and who should be put before Dragonfly and Flayed?
Who?
The clothing designers.
Exactly.
The ones that are making booty shorts in 4X.
That's why.
Yeah.
Fashion Nova Plus.
Everybody can't wear spandex pants. I'm sorry, you can't do it.
Sometimes when they show the Fashion Nova Plus ladies, they're so cute, and I'm like, wait, she looks like my size. Why are they showing her for the Fashion Nova Plus? She looked like she could be like. Why are they showing the size 8 girl, size 10 girl for the Fashion Nova Plus when we know that the girls that are getting it are 26, 24? Yeah, and I'm not even going hard on them because listen, one thing about my mom, she was 5'9", she was a bigger lady. But one thing about her is she always walked and she knew how to get her weight down because she loved to walk. We just used to do it just for fun. We walked around Lehman College, Brooklyn, by Bronx Science, because that's where I lived. I lived in the Bronx. And we used to just walk just to walk. It was just something to do. I don't see that anymore. I don't see the big ladies that used to come out and walk. Back in the day, they used to come out and walk. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, no, I live in I'm in Minnesota, and oh my God, because I used to be in Michigan. Michigan wasn't really an exercise state, but Minnesota, if you you see people walking, all the white people, they walk all the time. The Indians, it's very rare for you to see black people walking, but you see a lot of whites, a lot of Indians, or a lot of Hispanics and stuff like you find a lot of other different nationality walking in Minnesota. And they have all type of bike trails, so people ride the bikes all the time. Then when you see to see black people out there, and I don't know, why they don't do it.
And another thing, y'all. So I go to the playground, even though I'm an old man. I go to the playground every day, right? And too many times I got the whole park to myself.
Right.
When I was a kid, there were long lines to get on the fucking swing. And you didn't just go out and just shoot around. There was a game going on, and somebody had next before you. There were 8 cars parked up on the grass, and hundreds of niggas everywhere doing everything in the park.
Double Dutch every day.
Now it's just Sunday.
Double Dutch every day, jump rope. I used to set up a Double Dutch contest for the girls in my building, and we used to go to the park and just jump rope for hours.
You old enough to remember jacks?
Yeah, yeah.
When the last time you seen some little girls playing jacks?
They don't do that no more.
They'll never play that again.
Yeah, the kids are just overweight and stuff.
They had a advanced version of Double Dutch. They would make a rope with rubber bands and tie them to their ankle. What was that shit called? Y'all might not be old enough to remember that.
But still,
it took like 100 rubber bands to make this thing, and it was like an intricate net that stretched out, and they would put it around each ankle and then do a dance, tie it up around each other. Y'all don't remember that?
I don't, but I do know that they were probably fit doing it. They were probably real fit doing that shit. And where are you? I didn't think about that until you said that, Reese, because literally I live on a park block, And I see little kids come out with their parents when their parents bring them out. But when the little girls come out, what are they doing? They're running behind the little boys. They're not even exercising. They're not even having their own fun. They're just trying to be a part of the little boys' fun. Let them have their own fun and get your
The
jump
kids
rope
at my
out.
park are on the benches smoking weed and
What?
out there with loudspeakers and shit, Bluetooth speakers,
Yeah,
Playing
you'll be
Chevy
doing
Chase.
dumb
arrested
shit.
where I live. You sure will be arrested where I live. What? You know.
Minnesota's different because you see up there. I used to consult in Minneapolis. I used to consult. I used to be downtown. I stayed in the W for like a year. Let me tell you, what I noticed about Minnesota. Every time I saw black people, they were always Africans, and so it's different over there. You're not gonna because they come from a different cultural background. You probably don't see as many obese. I'm asking. Do you see as many obese black people over there as you would see in like Georgia?
Right.
Because you guys come from a different culture. A lot of you guys came over through, the church or through other missionary programs, and you guys still have your African culture, so you cook whole foods like how we cooked. Because my grandma's from the South, even though she was American, she cooked whole foods, and we didn't eat. I didn't eat McDonald's. We didn't. We didn't eat that because my grandma sent me to school every day with lunch, so I didn't
Yeah,
eat
but the thing
anything.
is, like you can eat those food. African food is not bad. It's very organic and stuff. But like because you're in the US and you're not moving around, you're in your car, you come
Uh
out,
huh.
you get, so like some of them are having problem with the food because they're eating it,
And what they need to
especially
know
and they're not
is
moving around. So
and
now
what
they're
they need
telling
to
them,
know is exactly what I said earlier. They need to cut the portion down.
yes,
Same
you know,
food, but just eat it on the
simple,
saucer instead of the big plate.
exactly,
That's
you
all.
know.
Same
And
yam, same
I
meat,
mean,
same everything.
I know that that's the major food we eat is rice. But I always
Hmm.
tell some of my
Did you
friends,
know
you
that
don't have
French
to eat
fries
rice
don't
all
die,
the
yo?
huh?
Did y'all know that French fries don't die?
Which French fries? The ones I make do. I make them straight from
The
potatoes.
McDonald's French fries and
From
Burger
I
McDonald's
King
don't.
and that
French
kind of shit,
fries.
they
I
Yeah,
don't
make
die.
French
yeah.
fries. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
no, I don't
Listen,
really eat the
my
chicken.
cousin was in jail for a year and a half, and when we got his car out the pound, when he got out, he had his
Uh
meal that he bought the day he got locked up was still in there. The
uh.
hamburger was all molded and decomposed, but the French fries were in their fucking original form.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they
Oh my
were.
god.
A
I'm
year and a
dead.
half, and the French fries were still there. I
Well,
know it
we just
sounds
learned
like a
something.
lie. It sounds crazy.
That's crazy though.
That shit sounds crazy. It sounds like a
Yeah.
lie. We don't have a year to do the experiment, but trust me, Google
I
something
think a
on it.
lot of
See if you can
people
find
like
something.
I think a lot like Black Beauty was saying, I think a lot of times people need to control portion sizes. That's how I eat. Like
Hmm.
I got a special bowl that I
Me too.
eat from. I
Me
don't
too. A
deviate
special
from
plate.
that. Yes.
Hmm.
Like I don't
I serve
deviate
my
from
people on
that.
big plate because
You're
they're in my
supposed
house. They're
to
here to
eat,
enjoy. But
you
me,
eat
no.
that size. I eat that size and drink a lot. I drink a lot of water.
Girl,
You know, I drink a
lots.
lot of water and walk a lot. So I think people need to exercise the portion that they put in their body too. Because if you sit down and eat a whole like a hamburger, take like a month to like get out of your body. I don't know.
All right,
But
so
these days you see that everywhere with the fat, and you see all these people, some of the things they be wearing and stuff like that, and it's like, don't nobody wants to see that at all.
You can't say nothing to
they
them. When
said
I
if
was
the
in
French fry was
Miami,
in a moist place, they said if the French fry was in a moist place, it could have lasted a long, long time. But they do decompose. So his car must have been like, in storage and in a, one of those humid ass facilities like a warehouse or something.
I thought
But it's true.
humidity made things
I'm not gonna
decompose
lie though.
faster,
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. It didn't
like
look like a
dried fruit.
brand new French fry that came off the
Oh hell
right out the grease. It looked like a French fry that you left sitting around for like an hour or two and shriveled up a little bit, but it was still there, all of them. There was no mold, nothing. They were still there.
Yeah, but they need to work on that. It's just sad to see that, and they don't know how much health problems that causes you. It causes you a lot of different health problems when you
Fast
sit
food is our
there.
arch enemy, man. Candy and fast food. You go into one thing that I see in the hood that just pains my soul is when I'm in the corner store late at night and I see an army of kids come in without an adult. And you know the mom sent the oldest one to take the younger ones to the store. Go feed your brother and sister. Here's $20. What do you think they're gonna get? They're gonna get all that colorful red, blue, all that bullshit, and they don't give a fuck. They get all that shit, come bring it home, and let them eat, and all right, shut up. Why you want them to shut up when you just gave them nitrous oxide?
Right.
Exactly. And then the thing is, they go to the bodega, and if you know a bodega, every bodega does have an option to get something to eat for real. Like you can get a turkey sandwich.
Yep.
You didn't have to get the Little Debbie cakes and all the candy and all the chips. You could have gotten everybody a sandwich. We could have gotten two sandwiches, two heroes, and bust that down between 4 kids. So I'm not understanding. You could even eat good at a bodega. So I'm not. It's
the
a
kid
choice.
learns at an early age that he can manipulate the parent for candy. All he has to do is complain and whine enough while they're in the store, and the parent is going to want them to shut the fuck up so bad they'll usually give them what they want, or they'll even take a slap in the mouth here and there.
Hey, High Cube says black women are the most obese in the United States because of white supremacy. Just make a simple excuse. That's funny.
I saw that episode on Oprah when she said that. It was because, oh my God, I was dying laughing.
Black women should start saying that. That's funny.
Somebody really said that?
Yes.
No, it was just. Oh, you mean on Oprah? Yeah, somebody said it on Oprah. Yeah,
somebody said that.
Okay, well, if I was to take that point and agree with it, I'll say it like this. I grew up in the Bronx, and when I grew up in the Bronx, the supermarkets, the C-towns, they didn't have the best food. So what I do, I took my ass on the train to Brooklyn Heights, and I bought organic food. It's a choice. Next.
Yeah, there's always excuses with them. You know, that's the thing. Like if you don't have any self accountability to yourself, I don't think there's a lot of bad choices you'll be making in life and always blaming other people for your problems. I think if you take responsibility for your own choices and actions that you do in life, I think it helps your life a whole lot better than just making excuses for why you can't do this and why you can't eat right or why you can't walk, you know, and take it day by day. Like you don't have to, walk 5 or 10 or 15 miles every day, but you can start off slow and then increase as you go along. Just be consistent. That's all. And watch what you eat. Stay away from fast food places. I think it was in Europe what it said that the fast food are more expensive and the like vegetables and like salads and stuff are more cheaper.
Nah, that's bullshit. It's not.
Yeah, somebody said that one time. I don't know if it was true.
It used to be like that. It used to be like that, right?
Oh, okay.
These past couple years, right? Because I eat the same thing every single day. I'm vegan, right? And I know how much money I was spending 2 years ago, and I know how much I'm spending now, and it's almost double. So what you're saying might have been true 2-3 years ago, but right now, blueberries, strawberries, avocados,
don't talk
all
about
that
avocado.
kind of shit is so
avocado
goddamn high.
I should not be getting 2 for $5
every day. Let's do $1,500 a month just to feed myself.
Wow.
It's
my
true.
rent ain't even $1,500. The rest of my bills don't even add up to $1,500.
My food bill is the highest. I'm not gonna lie. I work out, and it's also.
I sold my car so I can be healthy.
It's one of the reasons why I haven't done as much heavy weights lately, because just the amount of food it will keep. So I've just been on my lean stuff, and even since I've gotten back from Lagos, I got back 2 months ago. I've gained, and it's not even really weight. It's just a softness about my body that wasn't there when I was in Africa. And so I said, to hell with this. I need to make my 10,000 steps every day. I don't go one day without making my 10,000
Black
steps.
Beauty, can I say something to you real quick?
Sure.
I'm not one of these arrogant niggas that walk around the gym trying to tell everybody that you're doing this wrong and what you should do and then that. But I do give advice to women that lift weights, right?
Okay.
Because a lot of y'all shouldn't be messing with that iron.
Yeah, I don't. My husband tells me that because he does weight.
I'm gonna give you 3 examples of three chicks that went too far. If you look at Tisha Campbell, Cindy from In Vogue, and Tamia, went crazy on the weights. Their hips are gone. Now they have shoulders like men. They don't look like women anymore.
Can you look at this one girl for me on Instagram? I love her. She is my dark-skinned sister. She don't know it yet. Her name is Brittany Babe. Oh my God.
Brittany Babe?
Yes, Brittany Babe. Just look her up. Her and her mom used to be on the same thing, bodybuilding types, but she looks good though. Even though she's very muscular, when she puts her dress on though, She don't look like a man, and she don't even look like a man without her dress on. But she's very ripped, and I'm like, damn, like that's goals kind of. Like I like her energy. I like the way she keeps her body, like everything. You see her? I love it.
2 T's.
Now, do you think that's too much? Do you think that's too ripped?
Queen of home workouts. Let's see.
But she's
that's too ripped.
Woo,
Yeah,
but she
fucking
bad though.
ridiculous.
No,
That's too ripped.
but she can move though. She's one of those ripped girls that she can move.
Yeah.
Like she's not too stiff. She's not a body. She's not an Amazon bitch. But she's a ripped
Here's
girl.
the thing. Here's where y'all go wrong at. Now, from the bottom down, okay, you can build that up. But when you start getting traps, and
Woo. But she looking good though.
she has shoulder muscles, man. I was struggling to fight with her.
She outpacing you. Is that what you're
If
saying?
she had a good trainer, she could give me a run for my money.
She is a trainer.
No, I'm talking about like fight trainer.
Oh yeah, true. So it's like, okay, so men are saying just get down and wait. We don't want you to be bodybuilders.
No, it's not sexy. Everybody goes crazy over Serena Williams. Nothing sexy about her.
What? Serena
Her
got
face
that
made
thing.
me
She got that thing. Her face is cute and she got that thing.
Nah, Serena Williams looks like LeBron James cute.
Serena's got those good knees too. I know men like that. Those good knees.
Her shoulders and upper body is too much for me. I want a small woman I can wrap my whole arms around her torso.
True.
And I can touch my hands like this.
True. With the arms and hands closed.
She probably can do that to me.
She might be able to lift her own husband. Honestly.
Is she bigger than him?
Hey guys, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got a road, but thank you so much, Gway, Black Beauty, and Reese, man. Any last words though?
Nah, man, I promised you I was gonna come check you out, so here I am.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You're my new friend now because the only friend I had left me alone because of you.
Really? Well, was he your friend in the first place if he left because?
We've been friends like 10 years. You don't remember the little thing on Snow
Yeah, I mean, are you guys friends in real life or?
We were friends for 10 years. I don't do friends. That was my only homie. You know what I mean? For like the last 8 years.
In real life?
In real life.
And he stopped talking to you because of a conversation on YouTube?
He cut me off during the fucking stream. I got the text messages in my old phone. Yo, he said that I set him up.
Set him up for what? A conversation on YouTube?
I set him up to embarrass him. I aligned myself with those crackers to go against him and set him up to make him look like a fool. That's what he believes in his fucking head.
Are you guys in the same city or how does this?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
All it was just a conversation. Oh, okay.
Hey, I look at it like I lost weight, man. I've been a loner all my life. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I agree with you because I find it to be a distraction. Like as I try to create and do things, it's always a distraction of just like.
You're my new friend
I'm one of those
now,
people
nigga, whether you like it or not.
Thank you so much, Reese. Yeah, we're friends
Get
now.
out of here, y'all. Black Beauty.
Peace.
Wow, how you say your name? I love you.
Way. Yeah.
Right. See y'all next time.
All right.
Later, y'all.
You guys have a good one, Gway, and Black
All
Beauty.
right.
Yep.
Okay, Alec. I was listening the other day when you called me a child soldier.
I was hoping you heard that. I said, were you a child soldier?
You know, you said you think I used to be a child soldier. I never held a gun in my life.
Oh, okay.
Well, but when I heard it, I was dying laughing. I was cracking up. So, but no, I wasn't. So just wanted to correct you.
Okay.
All right, great show. Bye, Black Beauty.
Yep. See you, Black Beauty. See you, Gway. You guys have a good one, man.
You too.
Let me see. Falling Sunlight says, great show, CT. I really enjoyed it. Just listening today. Thank you so much. Guys, have a good one. Peace. Talk to you guys next week.